Assalamu alaikum. Rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace be upon everyone who's watching. My name is Bomer. I'm the author of the book Consider Islam, Disproving the Patriots of Propaganda, and the forthcoming book, Everything is a Test, Truth is Made Clear from Falsehood. And before we go any further, the most important thing I want to say is I do bear witness there's no God other than Allah, and I bear witness that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is his final servant, the seal of our prophet, the shadow of la ilaha illallah, the shadow of Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. Alhamdulillah rabbil alameen. Brother Sanford, assalamu alaikum, brother. How are you?
Brother Kenny, as Allah would have me, I feel very peaceful right now by His grace, and I feel very blessed tonight.
Alhamdulillah. You know, we're in a very peculiar period of time in the history of the world. Obviously, I mean, this COVID-19 is spreading like crazy. And matter of fact, here in Texas, in Houston in particular, they're talking about shutting it down. Matter of fact, shutting Texas down again because it's spreading so rapidly. And so I do want to make sure that we all are praying on a consistent basis for the people that are affected with the COVID-19, whether it be through sickness or the loss of life or the difficulty regarding people's finances and not being able to go to work. Here in Texas, I'm not sure what's going on everywhere else, but people are in some instances having to test before they can go back to work. They're having to wait about 2 weeks before they can get results before they can go back to work. Right. So whether they have the sickness or not, they're still being affected financially. It's putting a big burden on people. So,
may I?
Yeah, absolutely.
I just want to say to everybody, God gave us all brains, people, and I want to say, like on 9/11, when the first tower was going down, supervisors in the second tower were telling employees to stay at their desks. Okay, there's a man who lives in our neighborhood who was in the 44th floor of one of those buildings the day it happened, and all I can say is use your brains. Just because some orange menace says it's okay you got to go back to school, you don't have to go back to school, and trust Allah. Protect your children. You don't have to do what people tell you to do. You have to do what's right for life, for your children, and for the love of God and for the love of your family. Follow the brains God gave you and don't listen. Oh, it's okay to go out now. Oh, stay at your desk now. No.
Yeah.
God gave us all brains, and God gave us all brains, people.
That's right.
And don't worry about, look, if God opened the Red Sea for Moses when he got to the bank, don't worry about your money and your food and all this. You follow the truth. You follow the love. You follow the life of your children. There's no higher law than the law of life. And if you feel this in your guts, in your heart, your soul, don't do what they tell you to do. If your heart and soul say, if you're on the day of judgment, oh, they told me to do this, it's like, forget about it. I gave you a brain. I gave you a brain. Use the brain. Brothers and sisters, use your brains. That's
absolutely. Yeah, we're going to be talking about Trump today in regards to the topic. We're going to be discussing the topic, why do they hate us, and who's hating who. So who's asking the question? We're going to get to that in a moment, momentarily. But I do want to take this opportunity. I do want to say, once again, assalamu alaikum to everyone in the chat. Princess Rajida, assalamu alaikum. I'm a Mukmin. I don't see Brother MI5 Dunya or Mukit Khan yet. But assalamu alaikum to everyone there. Rohaya, thank you for all the support in regards to sharing the links on a consistent basis, you and Brother Marshall Gregory. So thank you very much for that. Thank you for everyone for your support. I do want to mention the upcoming release of the second edition of my book, Consider Islam. Let me remove this banner here momentarily. Consider Islam, Disproving the Patriots of Propaganda. The second edition is going to be released on September the 7th of this year. If you'd like to pre-order, you can pre-order by going to my website, kennybomer.com. And I'm looking for people for the book launch team. So once again, if you'd like to be a member of the book launch team, send me an email at info@kennybomer.com. You can also register at the website, and it'll automatically put you as a member of the book launch team. But yeah, if you'd like to become a member of the book launch team, please send me an email at info@kennybomer.com. You'll help to make some certain decisions regarding the book, and also you'll be listed in the book as a contributor. And alhamdulillah. So I encourage people to do that, inshallah. I also want to talk briefly about one of our sponsors, the Change for Change Foundation. And once again, we're trying to get water wells built. And if you'd like to donate to the Change for Change Foundation, you can find the GoFundMe link for that in the information section of the YouTube channel, as well as in the on Facebook as well. Just click there and make a donation there for the Change for Change Foundation. Also, we started a GoFundMe today for the show. And assalamu alaikum to everyone in the chat once again. We started a GoFundMe for the show, for the Dawah Fund for Consider This TV. So if you'd like to donate to that, I'm going to post the link again for that. You can either become a patron for the show. Either way, you're being a patron. You're helping us either direction you want to go. But I'm posting the Patreon link as well as the GoFundMe link. And I'm not sure if the GoFundMe link copied totally, so I'm going to repost that again. But obviously we need help, inshallah. We're trying to do some things in regards to getting more books published and purchase some equipment for upgrades and those types of things. So we certainly need your help, inshallah. Brother Sanford, talk to us a little bit about the sponsors that we're looking for.
Okay. We're looking for sponsors who want to be advertised on this show and any of Kenny's, salam alaikum, sister.
Assalamu alaikum, Sister Katarina.
To run an operation like this, there's book publishing and all the costs that go along with that. And then there's video, which can get pretty pricey with technology, with having good machinery and good and high. And nowadays, the technology is like exponentially changing every 6 months or a year. There's something new out. I kind of lost track at MP3s and stuff. I leveled off at CDs and DVDs, man. I'm like my parents with the VCR. So what we need is people who are knowledgeable. Anybody in the Houston area that knows stuff about video, editing, pre-production, post-production, videography, anything about that, storyboards, anything. Call Kenny if you want to do service to Allah. This is a great channel to do it. It's a lot of fun. You get a lot of blessings, and it's the reward for helping people come closer to Allah is awesome. I don't know what it is, but I look forward to it.
Absolutely.
If I can keep if I can keep myself out of trouble, inshallah, may Allah keep me on the straight path. I don't assume anything, but I'm saying there's a lot of blessings here, and there's a lot of service to be done here, and there's a lot of equipment we need to buy and everything like that.
That's right.
So, no donation is too small or too big.
That's right. That's right. And, part of the thing we want to do is get some of the books translated in other languages. So I'd love to have Consider Islam. My first thing, I'd like to have it translated into Spanish initially because there's so many Hispanics here in Texas. As a matter of fact, the Spanish community, the Islam and Spanish community here is huge. They're doing a lot of work.
I was about to say that.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, Sister Katarina lives here in Houston,
too.
where I live.
Yeah.
So Sister Katarina lives here in Houston, where I live. She's out of the state right now, but she is from Houston, and the Islam and Spanish is very big here. And so I'd like to get the book translated into Spanish and other languages as well. But there's costs involved, also audio book. There's just costs involved for all this stuff that we're trying to do. There's going to be some travel expenses involved in regards to going and doing some speeches and some lectures regarding Islam and Islamophobia and all those things. So we need your help, inshallah. So if you'd like to become a sponsor, if you're a business owner, let us know that. And if you'd like to donate to the platform, once again, click on the GoFundMe link associated with this. And let me bring in Brother Mustafa Ahmed. And Brother Mustafa, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you for coming to the show. Brother, I want to tell you, I don't know if I conveyed it to you yet or not, but the StreamYard platform can have up to 10 panelists at one time.
Wow, brilliant.
Yeah.
That means we should get Ijaz, Pfizer, everyone in there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They can be 10 panelists. Let me introduce you to Sister Katarina. She's a new co-host with TV. Yes. And I think you've interacted with Brother Sanford before. I'm not sure if you have or not.
Yes, I have. Jazakallah khair. You have a great show, Kenny. Jazakallah khair. And I just subhanallah, I came in because I saw your advertisement on Who Is Hating Us.
Yes.
And what is their agenda? What are the agendas of these hating people?
Yeah. Well, let's start off. We're going to talk about Trump. Matter of fact, I encourage everyone to simply Google "Why do they hate us?" Google "Why do they hate us?" and then click on images and notice what you're going to see there. Matter of fact, let me share my screen. I'll show you what you're going to see, inshallah, and then we'll talk about some things.
Just before you start, Brother Kenny, are you still trying to get Sean to organize a debate with us?
Yes, so Sean's got a debate. Matter of fact, I'm glad you brought that up. Let me talk about that briefly because Sean Masters actually has a debate coming up this Saturday with Brother Fred Dizzle. This is going to be part 2 of the debate. Who is the God of Israel, Allah or Jesus? Once again, this is part 2. So it'll be Saturday, July 18th. It's coming Saturday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And so yes, and then we also got. We're trying to get something set up with Brother Ijaz and possibly
and myself as well. So if you do well with me, has the Bible been corrupted? Because that's basically the subject. Which with all due respect, we respect the revelations that came to all the prophets and the previous scriptures. However, we can't accept the modern day Bible, obviously for obvious reasons. But yeah, if you can organize that, Jazakallah khair.
Inshallah. Yeah, we're trying to set that up. Once we get past this debate on Saturday. I've already mentioned, matter of fact, Brother Ziad wants to debate him. So we got 3 or 4 people that want to engage him. And the reason being is because the stuff that he says online is so just so
inflammatory.
Yeah, absolutely. So just misogynistic, and it's really disgusting. Go ahead,
I don't even know if I want to engage him at all.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if it would be beneficial or not. I truly don't know.
I think in regards to a debate situation, he's not a good debater, first and foremost.
No, he's not a good debater.
He's exposing himself in the process. So
that's all it really does.
If they want to debate, and let these brothers rip them apart. Matter of fact, I want to debate him myself on the status of women. And so, Brother Sanford, go ahead. I know you got plenty to say.
When I was in high school,
contacted me.
When I was in high school, they had something called Cliff Notes. You like a crib sheet, with like a summary of the book. You had to read a book, and it was like you got to read like the Reader's Digest version to pass the test. So I'm going to give you the Cliff Notes for this debate that's coming up. This is Abu Majahi's Cliff Notes, and this might become a regular thing on this show when you hear it. I met Sean was advertising his debate coming up as if he's going into battle like a knight, and I texted him, and I just said, Sean, Muslims believe God is the God of Israel, and so does Jesus. So you're the odd man out, man. Yeah, you're invited. You're invited to attend. You come with us anytime. This is the what do you call it? This is the summary of the debate. This is what's going to be. This is what's going to be. I'm the spoiler. Okay, I'm sorry, but that's the bottom line. Sorry, God is.
It's so absurd for anyone to debate this topic, other than obviously, if you're pro, obviously Allah, our Creator, is the God of Israel. Obviously, we know that because even Jesus, peace be upon him, he makes this declaration over and over again.
That's like all that the Bible says anyway. I mean, that's what it says over and over and over.
It's just hilarious.
Put it this way, guys. Put it this way. We have some stuff ready for Sean. We have some stuff ready for Sean regarding his scriptures that after we finish him, he'll probably just dismiss becoming a Christian.
Well, and brother,
we don't want to destroy him. We want to tear him down and build him up again.
Well,
leave him.
Yeah, that's it. First, we need to get him out of Christianity,
exactly.
And that's what we're gonna do.
You gotta clear him out. You gotta get the stumps and the rocks before you plant the seed. Yeah, right.
Brother Sanford and I had a private conversation about that issue, and basically, we got to hit him with hard facts.
The problem is he's not being respectful.
No, he's not being respectful at all.
Very ugly. And, as a Christian myself, I was not ugly. Yeah. I was not mean. Yeah. He's ugly, mean, and very disrespectful.
Well,
and those things are the things that need to be watered out and hammered out.
Yeah.
In order to make a fine metal.
Well, this is in preschool. This is the big time.
Right.
He can't behave himself. You just cut his mic and tell him you got a few chances and you're out. 3 strikes.
Oh, that's right.
Well, he's only been on this show twice, and it was in a debate situation. So
yeah.
You know, he's. But yeah, it's fine. I want him to come here for that. Obviously, we're not going to let him come here and talk about his knighthood and you know.
Kenny, we called him out about 50 times, and he don't want to respond back. So I don't understand what his problem is.
What'd you say, brother?
I said we called him out about 50 times, and he did not respond back to us.
He has.
May Allah guide him. May Allah guide him.
He's probably just preoccupied with this debate coming up Saturday. I think he was a bit embarrassed by it, the previous debate, and I think he's looking for this as an opportunity because they had other topics that they were discussing to debate, but he wants to debate this topic again because I think he's trying to redeem himself. I don't think he's going to do it.
Well, brother, I'm going to leave you guys to it, and I will be back, inshallah, soon, hopefully. But I'll leave you guys, and I'll listen to you guys, yeah?
Okay, brother. Okay.
Impartially speaking, not as a Muslim, just as I used to be a headhunter. I had to read people and find jobs for people at executive levels. Just looking at their qualifications, not as a bias, not as a Muslim. Looking at Fred, looking at Sean. I remember I told you I got the vision of Muhammad Ali fighting Pee Wee Herman. It's like that's what I saw in my mind. It was like that intellectually. It's going to be a mess, but I think Fred's going to be gentle. He's a gentleman.
Yeah, he is.
He's not going to be rude. He's going to gently let him down easy. I'm not going to destroy him. I think he's going to let him down easy. But intellectually, that's the match. And I'm not being harsh because I'm Muslim. I'm honest.
No, I totally agree, and I'm not being ugly either. I totally agree. But speaking of headhunters, I want to show this. I had to find a way to add Brother Sanford to the.
Can we find like a little bit of a okay? All right.
So I just wanted to show that that's the crew. That's the
crew.
I mean, Brother Sanford is like pasted. Okay. Maybe
strange.
It looks like he's leaning on your shoulder a little bit, but that's the only photo I had of him.
20 years from now, our kids are going to be pulling these out and say, hey, let's look at these tapes. Inshallah, our children will pull these tapes out and go, hey, let's look at my dad with 20 years.
Who's that man hanging on your shoulder in that picture, Mom?
Please.
Inshallah.
Please forgive me for what I'm about to do.
What are you going to do with it?
Milk, are you?
You get some French fries?
Fresh.
No milk for her. No milk for her right now.
Oh my goodness gracious! We're having a blast.
Abu Herrera, your blue looks good on you.
So listen, if you're watching right now, make sure you hit
my
subscribe.
family's checking on me because I've got headphones in, and I'm laughing, and they're like,
How can anybody hate us? We're so wonderful.
Anyone jealous?
my little niece is looking at me like, what is happening? She brought her marshmallow in here and was like, what's going on? She's looking at me like, is there something going on?
If you're watching right now, I want to say hello to Mindy Domer, by the way. Hello, Mindy Domer. And if you're watching right now, make sure you hit subscribe, hit like, hit the little bell so you get notifications for when we go live.
All of this mixing up is also dawah. This too is dawah.
Oh, absolutely.
This too is dawah. We're natural
We're
beings.
about to start the dawah.
We're human beings. We're not like, oh, this is Islam and this is we're human beings.
Oh, we got to be human beings. Yeah, just
Especially that one.
People. No, I'm not going to go there.
okay. So I encourage everyone. We're going to be talking about the subject: why do they hate us, and who's hating who? So, in this question, why do they hate us? Who's asking the question here? And we're gonna get into this, but I want to read something just briefly, or just make mention of it. Something that I mentioned in my book. And matter of fact, I have a chapter in the book titled "Why Do They Hate Us?" and it was somewhat centered around this particular quote. So during the 2016 United States presidential campaign, Donald Trump was in an interview with Anderson Cooper. And he made the following statement. So Anderson Cooper asked him a question, and he said, "Do you think?" He asked him, "Do you think Islam's at war with the West?" So Anderson Cooper's asking the candidate Trump if he thinks that Islam is at war with the West. And note what Donald Trump says, okay? And he says, and I quote, "I think Islam hates us. There's something there. There's a tremendous hatred there. We have to get to the bottom of it. There is an unbelievable hatred of us." End of quote. Okay, so when questioned about this, Anderson Cooper asked him in response, he says, "Is there a war between the West and radical Islam, or is the war between the West and Islam itself?" And Trump replied by saying, and I quote, "It's radical, but it's very hard to define. It's very hard to separate because you don't know who is who." End of quote. So if you notice what's being stated here, he's using a blanket generalization, trying to categorize all of Islam based on if there's some terrorists out there somewhere. Look, they're out of the fold of Islam. If they're killing people unjustly, they're not Muslims. They can call themselves Muslims all they want to, but they are not Muslims, period. Why? Because they're doing exactly the opposite of what Allah has told mankind to do in the Quran, to fight those who fight you and running them out of places where they first run you out of, right? Fight those who fight you first, right? Okay, so with that being said, let me show something real quick. I'm going to share my screen briefly. And when you Google "why do they hate us," Google "why do they hate us," and this is what you're going to see. It's all these images of Islam, all so-called Muslims, right? So-called Muslims, even little children. If you can see it, let me bring the bigger picture up. Little children with AK-47s actually looks like a toy in that picture in my mind. But one picture in particular stood out to me, and it's actually what I used as the cover for today's show. And you'll notice the matter of fact, let me bring it up so people who are not familiar with it, who haven't gotten a good look at it. Let me show what it is real quick. And notice there's a so-called, well, it's not a Muslim woman, obviously, and I'll tell you why here in a second when I bring it up. So if I can find it. Okay, so here it is. So notice, this is for today's show, right? Notice the woman on the left here. She's actually got black paint painted on her body. So she's naked, but she's got black paint all over her body. Okay, so what are they trying to portray here? They're saying why do they hate us? So they're trying to imply that these are these Muslim people that are hating the rest of humanity, the non-Muslim. But in fact, it's actually the reverse, and it's demonstrated by this type of photo right here. Now, if you notice, in Islam, our Muslim women would never dress like this woman in this photo here, right? They would never dress like this. They would never be naked. Not a men. Right? And not a Muslim woman, a Muslimah that is modest in her actions and deeds in her attire. Right? She's not going to pose for this type of photo. Yeah. She's certainly not going to pose for this type of photo. This woman's naked right here. I had to use the live chat emblem to cover it up for the most part. I mean, it wasn't showing any actual body parts. Her arms were covering herself. But the fact of the matter is they're using a naked woman to portray a so-called Muslim woman, right? And it's propaganda. So what it does is it's people are in modern times they're looking at 3 to 5 second sound bite, headlines and sound bites, and they're moving on to something else that interests them. But in the process, they're having these certain images that are being implanted in their consciousness over and over and over and over again. That's propaganda. It's propaganda at its finest. And so a couple of things are happening here. So one, they're trying to imply as though the non-Muslims are asking the question, why do the Muslims hate us? So they're trying to instill, just like Trump's quote, right? He's trying to tell the people that these Muslims over here, all of them, not just some of them, not just the radicals, but all of them, they all hate you. And then the common Joe, every average Joe and average Jane, they begin to believe these types of things.
They literally begin to believe it.
Yeah, they literally start to believe this. Now, for someone who's sensible and thinks, objectively, not subjectively, it's hard for us to fathom that someone would allow something so futile, so absurd to cause you to actually hate. But that's exactly what's happening. Okay, so let me give you an example. I mentioned this in the book as well. I mentioned the refugees that were coming from Mexico. The caravan of people coming from Mexico, talking about 15,000 people are coming. They're trying to come into the U.S. and it's filled with thugs and rapists and gang members, MS-13, and all these things. But the photos are women and children that are just trying to get to a place where they can live better, And there was some men in there also, but the question comes to mind is how in the world do you know that there's gang members amongst this large group of people? Do you have any of your people there with them? Are you asking questions? Are you running background checks on these people? No, absolutely not. But they're branding these people because they have dark skin. They're so-called outsiders. They're different. It's us over here against them over there. And it's the same thing that's happened throughout history, time and time again. So who's asking the question? In the process of Trump and those types of people trying to instill in the minds of people that the Muslims hate them, the people that they're talking to, the Trump supporters and all those people, the Islamophobes, those who are bigots and prejudiced and filled with hate, they're actually the ones that begin to hate. So they're saying, so the people that are being the target audience is being told, the target audience being common everyday man and woman. They're the targeted audience, and many of those people are being told that the Muslims hate them. And in turn, they begin to hate the Muslims. And then the Muslims begin to ask the question, why do these people that we haven't done any harm to, why do they hate us? So now both sides are asking the question, why do they hate us? What have they done? The leadership itself has caused a wall of division right there. They're not building bridges of understanding. They're building walls, erecting walls of diversity, or not diversity, but of division. Right? And so now both sides are left asking the question, why do they hate us? What did we do to them? I asked this question in the book, and I asked any non-Muslims that are listening now or may listen to this in the future, have any Muslims, any single Muslim or any group of Muslims ever come to you and tried to force you to accept Islam? Or has it happened to anyone that you know? The answer is no, it hasn't. I know that, and you know that.
Absolutely never.
It's absurd to even think that might happen. And I use the example of someone that's a coach on a football team, football or whatever sport team. I happen to like football. So a coach trying to come to someone and say, "You're going to play on my team. You don't have no choice in the matter. You're going to play on my team." Well, it could be that person that you're trying to get to play on your team, they don't want to play at all. So what good is it going to be you?
On their team.
Yeah, that's right. And so what good is it going to do you to try to force someone to be a part of your team or your group or your organization, your religion? No. You're trying to force them, but their heart's not in it. None. It's absurd. It's going to crumble. Absolutely. You don't want those types of people.
No, you don't.
No. So
it's better to have one person and have their entire soul in it than 10 people that don't have their.
Right. That's right.
Every single religious person knows that.
Absolutely.
Regardless of your religion, every single religious person knows that.
That's right. That's right. So
I've never thought that. That's crazy that anybody would believe that anybody would come and forcefully evangelize anyone.
Yeah.
Absolutely crazy.
Well, and this is the other thing about it is that matter of fact, I've been at nighttime. The only time I usually watch television, other than I watch the news here and there during the day, is at night. I've been watching a show. Usually, it's about. It happens to be about nights. I'm watching a show right now called Vikings, right? But what you see these types of shows that I'm watching, Vikings and these shows about the revolutionary period and all that. It's the Christians. Even history is telling the story. It was the Christians, and I'm not trying to look. I'm not using a blanket generalization. I'm saying there was. Listen. I'm saying Christianity itself. I'm not saying all Christians, but I'm saying it was actually the Christians that were actually forcing people to accept the religion, or they were torturing them or banishing them. And that's the fact. So you've got the whole pot calling the kettle black situation, right?
Absolutely.
It's complete and utter hypocrisy when the people that are actually doing the crime are blaming the people that aren't doing the crime for doing a crime that they haven't done.
That's true.
Go ahead, Brother Sanford.
I just sent you on Messenger a photo of a man with some words on it. Can you throw that on the screen from there?
Yeah,
It's a man named Zbigniew Brzezinski. He was the chief of national security, I think, under a couple of presidents, Bush and a couple of others.
Okay.
And he basically says in the quote that the entire Muslim terrorist network was set up by the Central Intelligence Agency. You can look at the details, but that's the headline. Here's the head of national security saying, back then they weren't something about these guys that are doing the bad things now. They're not hiding it anymore. They're hiding it in broad daylight. So there you go. Hey, what is the modern technology? There he is. That's it. As a geopolitical weapon. There it is. And look at that, 1998, 3 years before 9/11. 9/11 wasn't worked out the weekend before over a kitchen table. It took decades and decades and decades.
Oh, yeah,
look at this guy. Look at this guy. Look at these people.
There's been so much.
No shame. And this is the father, and there's no sin on the father and the child, but his daughter is the Morning Joe's wife. That's his daughter. But she's not I don't think she's like him. I don't think she's like him at all. But it's funny how, and Giselle, you wanted me to say this, Kenny. This woman, Giselle Maxwell, who was working with Jeffrey Epstein, getting young girls involved in sex for rich people. Her father is named Robert Maxwell. He owns Macmillan Publishing, the biggest publishing company in the United States. They publish the school books. They edit the history books. They got everything. It's all locked in. And he's with Mossad. And I'm not afraid to say this on online. He's with Mossad, which is Israeli Secret Service, which is conduct warfare by terrorism, by deception. And he's the Mossad, and he's the head of. He owns this publishing company that determines what goes into public school textbooks. And his daughter was the pimp for Jeffrey Epstein, who was gathering blackmail information on world leaders. I wonder what for.
Yeah.
What for?
Let me get off topic just briefly because I see something in the chat, brother. Mukeek,
they're throwing us under the bus to bring it full circle. Where they wrote us in as the villains in their global narrative, which they're masters at, doing something and then blaming somebody else for it. Yeah. So that's why we're hated. Is because they're using us. They're throwing. And Shaitan knows who Muhammad is, peace be upon him, and Shaitan knows who Allah is. And he knows he can't win. He's just going for souls. Misery loves company.
Absolutely. So I want to just get off topic just for a second. Brother Mukeek Khan, assalamu alaikum, brother, one of the moderators in the chat. He's talking about he says, I pay for my Arabic courses through Bayana TV, Islamic Online University. I've actually recently started taking Arabic courses myself, although I recite my prayers in Arabic, but I wanted to study it more in depth because of the whole controversy as of late that's been going on. But and I use Al Azhar University, so there's some good courses out there. I encourage people.
My teacher is a Bayana graduate, actually.
Bayana, okay.
Yeah, my teacher, I teach Tajweed now, but when I learned to read the Quran. She's actually my best friend now, but she taught me to read Quran when my oldest one, when I was pregnant with my oldest one, and when my oldest one was born, she taught my kids also to read Quran.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, my kids now have, mashallah, they've far surpassed me.
Yeah, alhamdulillah. So let's
when
get
they're
back
young and learn as children, they do that.
Yeah, I encourage everyone to certainly take some courses on Arabic and inshallah. So I've been thinking about something lately, and it's something that I try to remind myself when I'm dealing with certain types of characters. Okay, and some people try to deny the fact that they're absurdly will say that the word Islamophobia is a made up word, and it's used as an excuse. Yeah, I've heard this over and over again that it's a made up word used to use it as an excuse to, instead of address the issues, to attack the people that are asking critical questions about Islam. But on the contrary, a phobia is defined as an irrational fear or aversion to something. And I encourage every Muslim out there, as well as myself, to remember what I'm about to say, inshallah. Maybe it'll help us in regards to dealing with certain types of individuals. So the question comes to mind, in order to prove someone is an Islamophobe, and I use this word, I don't believe that all non-Muslims are Islamophobes. Let me correct this, okay?
No.
But if you are a person that fears that Muslims are trying to implement Sharia, if you think that we're trying to do that, you're an Islamophobe. If you think that we're trying to do that, you are by definition an Islamophobe. Because what is the word phobia? Once again, an irrational fear or aversion to something. So you're afraid that Muslims are trying to implement Sharia. Okay? If you think that Muslim women dress like Sister Katerina here in the hijab, if you think they're terrorists or potential terrorists, you are an Islamophobe. So we should start asking this question to these people. Do you think, Mr. Non-Muslim, do you think that Muslims are conspiring to implement Sharia? Yes, I do. I do. I believe they think that they're trying to take over. Well, you, by definition, are an Islamophobe. Because the reason being is because you can't produce any Muslim or group of Muslims that you've seen actual evidence of this transpiring. You can't produce those people. What you've done is allowed propaganda to dictate the way you're thinking about this issue. Redneck dictionary, absolutely. So, but
I just watched where they had this whole thing. You might be a blank if you might be a redneck if you.
Yeah.
We could do a whole thing.
Oh, that'd be great.
We could do a whole. You might be an Islamophobe if you.
Oh, that's a brilliant.
Oh my God!
I think we need to do that.
Hey, look.
I think we three need to co-author that. I think the three of us need to co-author that.
Yeah, absolutely.
We should ask.
Don't give it. Hey, look.
Yeah, you shouldn't have said that. Oh my God.
I think it's copyrighted under.
Brilliant. Hey, everyone in the chat, scratch what Brother Sanford just said. Just act like you didn't hear it. That is brilliant. No,
your timestamp. This is copyrighted under your timestamp right now.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Alhamdulillah. Well, we got to do it. We've already got stuff in the place.
More the better.
Anyways.
Yes, we'll get together. Consider this TV crew. We'll get together. I don't know what happened to Brother Ziad. Maybe he's praying.
By the way, no, I'm here. It's just that I'm eating, so I don't want to
eat on. Oh, alhamdulillah. That's
enough for everybody.
Hey, listen, that's what we need to do. We need to.
Still haven't finished.
We're gonna have a private meeting. I'm serious about this. That's vital and crucial.
I'm serious. No. I am.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll have a private meeting about this issue. And we'll make
it happen, inshallah. Like this.
What is she?
When a hijabi opens their whole face,
you know you're serious when the hijabi is looking at you
like this. Very serious.
See, the Islamophobes are gonna start running the other direction if you start looking like that. But all you're looking at is you got a bee on your shoulder. Look. You know what? I seen this Muslim woman. She was walking by and she was looking at me all crazy like this. But right after that, I had a bee sting. Yeah, she was looking at that bee on your shoulder. You get about to get stung. Oh my goodness gracious!
Where since we're for all the oppressed, not just the Muslims, why do they hate us? Why do they hate anybody? Why is there hate between human beings? There's a story about a woman who was in a grocery line talking in the phone in a foreign language than English, in a different language than English. And she's going on and going on and going on the cell phone. And she hangs up, and this guy behind her, obviously a white American, says, "Lady, you're talking in your foreign language. Why don't you go back to your foreign country?" And she says, "Sir, I was talking Navajo. Why don't you go back to yours?" It was a story. It was beautiful. I would have loved to.
Listen, in regards to this hate issue, quite clearly, like, you know, I mentioned that the Muslims in turn start asking the question, man, why do they hate? What's the problem? I've asked this question myself, which I've got a full grasp of why certain people hate us. But we got to keep in mind and not use blanket generalizations and try to and label all of people of a certain group. By no means, not all of the people hate you. So we have to have a balance there. And you'll know Islamophobe when they come on and they say, as has happened on this very show, "I'm not your friend. I'm an enemy of Islam." Blah blah blah. That was Devin. Obviously, he's come on. He's made some crazy comments. Matter of fact, you can find some videos about that on the YouTube channel. So not everyone is obviously an Islamophobe. There's some decent people out there of all religions, even atheists. Mindy Domir is she's atheist, but she is a supporter of Consider This TV. And inshallah, I believe that by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, she'll be a future Muslim, inshallah. So we got to go ahead, Brother Stanford.
Alhamdulillah.
Okay, where does hate come from? It's a very simple step. It's a 3 or 4 step process. Hate comes from fear. Fear comes from ignorance. So the answer is education and knowledge of each other, that we get to know each other. He created us separately so that we may get to know each other. The alternative.
I was about to say that.
The alternative. Were you going to say that? I'm sorry, we're live. Maybe you can edit it.
He stole it. Repent.
Let me tell you something.
I'm the elder. I get to say it.
Let me tell y'all something that maybe you're not aware of.
Education is the key. Education.
That's right. Let me tell you a couple of things, a couple of words that maybe you may not be aware of. You'll be familiar with it when I tell you. But there's two words that are most often mentioned in the Quran. There are two of the words that are most often mentioned in the Quran, and one of those words is the word think. Allah is telling us to think, to ponder, to reflect. So the word think in regards to pondering, reflecting, and also the word, guess what? The word consider. So think about this, consider this, consider that, think about that, think about these people in history, think about this situation. And so I'm bringing this up because it falls in line with what we're talking about is, you know, don't just go with your impulse in regards to we got to truly avoid doing exactly what Donald Trump was trying to do in his
your immediate reaction.
Yeah, well, what he was trying to do is trying to label everyone, almost all of Islam. He's trying to label everyone, and we got to in turn make sure that we don't do the same thing, and obviously give people an opportunity. The Islamophobes are going to prove themselves. No matter what, they're gonna expose themselves in some way, and but we've had some decent Christians come on here
already.
Yeah, absolutely, and we've had some decent Christians come on and hold great conversations, very meaningful conversations, heated conversations sometimes. Yeah, heated conversations sometimes, but it's only because of everyone's so passionate about their beliefs.
Yeah. And there's a very, respectful distinction between a heated and passionate conversation, than a disrespectful conversation. I think as all of us are former Christians, right? All 4 of us.
Yeah, sort of.
Are former Christians. Yeah. But you were Christian after you were Jewish, right, Brother Sanford?
Yes. I was in a monastery 3 years and a minister. Yeah.
Yeah. So all 4 of us are former Christians, right? Correct?
Actually, we're fulfilled Christians.
Yes.
We're
yes,
fulfilled.
Brother Ziad was a Catholic before.
we finished the course.
Right.
We went where Jesus told us to go.
Correct. So
right, we followed
right.
what to do.
So we, all four of us especially, can understand why Christians can get heated, because I think we probably all at some point got heated, especially when we started to get frustrated at that point of, is this right, or is this whatever? Or at least I did. I got kind of heated when I got to that point as well.
Well, and
I can fully appreciate a heated Christian conversation. I fully can.
Yeah.
But I speaking for myself, I never got disrespectful religiously ever. I made sure never to do that. I can get disrespectful with other conversations, but I never disrespect people about their religion.
Yeah.
I can be naughty sometimes. I really can. Forgive me, God, for that. But not about religion, not about people's parents, not about people's children. Never. Those are my things that I don't get naughty.
Someone's made a go ahead, Brother Sanford.
You brought something up, Katrina. You triggered something in my brain. I am a man. I'm a white American educated Jewish man by birth. Okay, from a Muslim from birth, but in a Jewish family. In other words, I had all the privileges of this society at my fingertips.
Me too.
And I all my life, I didn't know I saw people that were oppressed and I spoke up about it. I felt for it, but I never felt it personally all my life. When I became a Christian, the only oppression was from my family, but not from society. I was still within society's realm of approval. And at 60, when I became Muslim 11 years ago, I learned what
to be right back, guys.
Feels like.
Excuse me.
I learned what discrimination feels like at the age of 60. When I became Muslim, people looked at me like, why did you give up on your own people? Why did you give up on Jesus? Why did you give up on white people? Why did you give up on your religion? Why did you blah, 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 blah? And I'm going, dudes, it's the end. It's the rest of the story. What are you leaving the movie early for? It's the rest of everybody got attached. I tell them, you're getting hung up on Jesus, and I don't mean anything by it. But it just comes out that way. But it's the truth. It's the truth. They get hung up on Jesus. Yeah. They do. And Jews get hung up on their superior. I'm the chosen people. Even though Jesus said, "I'm taking it away from you," he said it in Matthew. And people hate us because they don't know who we are, or they're jealous. And there is jealousy. But I think most of them just don't know who we are because of the juggernaut of false information. Because Satan's in charge of the media, and the media is pumping out demonization, But Allah is saving the ones He wants to save from this. Allah is over everything, and He chooses who He wants to pull out of it. He pulled me out of it, and I'm so grateful. And He pulls out who He wishes. Nobody's going to be lost who's not supposed to be lost. If He wants somebody to be lost, it's because there's something in their heart.
Yeah, absolutely. Someone made a comment, Brother Ibrahim, assalamu alaikum. I know he doesn't mean any offense by this, but he's asking, why even worry about Islamophobes, Brother Kenny? Only want to expose and destroy them. The only way to, I guess he's trying to say, the only way to expose and destroy them is to ignore them. On the contrary, I totally disagree. And I'll tell you why. Because there's so much at work behind the scenes and openly. Obviously, it starts behind the scenes with these agendas that they set forth to utilize propaganda in particular to attack the very fundamentals of Islam, trying to label all of Islam based on the actions of a few people. But the question has to be presented: if those groups are even as large as they claim that they are. So the Islamophobia in the world is backed by propaganda that is used to tarnish the image of Islam, and they have an agenda. And so someone has to step up and say, you know what? Let me tell you what's going on historically with propaganda, how it's been used to attack certain groups of people throughout history. People have to come to knowledge of that. You know why? Because if not, the Muslims themselves, some people begin to leave Islam because they become westernized. Some Muslims will leave Islam because they become westernized and they believe the propaganda that's being used against their own selves and their own people.
The enemies of Islam are actually creating false Islamic Facebook identities and websites. And when seekers are looking for the truth, it's like, unless you know what you're looking for, you could be deceived big time. Yes. And led sideways to what Islam is not.
Yeah, it's like knowing that
it's very active. It's very active.
That's right. It's extremely active, and the more you engage and study about this, the more serious you really realize it is. Which is why I wrote my book about, right? And it's like imagine if you know good and well that there's a thief outside, and maybe they're not coming to your house, but they're going to somebody's house. They're out there and they're on the prowl, and you don't do anything about it. Oh no. It's our objective. It's our responsibility as Muslims to fight evil and guide people to what's better, to good, right? Fight evil with that which is better, and we have to speak up. It's our duty. It's our obligation as Muslims to speak out against injustices. If we can't do it physically, we do it verbally. If we can't do it verbally, we find someone else who can. We do it with we seek someone else who can. If we can't stop the oppression ourselves, then what do? We pray and ask Allah to handle all of it. But we have a responsibility. We have to be soldiers on the front line. We can't just allow this Islamophobia just to run rampant. We might as well just say, if you believe that, if you think we should just step aside and say, oh, let the Islamophobes do what they're doing, don't worry about it. Well, we might as well just consider this TV down, and might as well just go do whatever we want to do on our own, without coming together and saying, no, we're going to come together. We're going to fight this oppression. We're going to fight these lies. We're going to stand up against this nonsense, and we're going to tell the non-Muslims and the Muslims alike that no, what you're being told is not the truth, because there's some Muslims themselves that believe that Muslims are a problem. There's some Muslims themselves that are being fed the belief that Islam is something wrong about it. Okay, but no, on the contrary, it's a complete and comprehensive way of life. And you know what? Allah makes it known quite clearly that if there's not one group that will step up and fight the battle, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will replace you with those who will. And that's on a battlefield, or that's on the front lines against Islamophobia. So if no one else would do it, Kenny Bomer will do it. Brother Ziad will do it. Brother Sanford will do it. Brother and Sister Katarina will do it. Brother Mustafa will do it. And also Brother Issa James Bell, he'll do it. Matter of fact, we're going to add him to the stream right now. Assalamu alaikum, Brother Issa James Bell.
Issa! Go!
Walaikum salam.
How are you, brother?
Alhamdulillah.
Where have you been?
I've been busy training.
You've been busy, huh?
I've been busy training. Yeah. I've been training a lot.
I was going to say something about your football, but whatever. How you been? Good? Huh?
How's everything? Alhamdulillah. How's everything?
I'm fine, alhamdulillah.
Yeah, so we have to, once again, I know Brother Ibrahim, he didn't mean anything about it. I think he just, you consider all the platforms that are out there that are speaking against Islam, Christian Prince, Sam Shimon, and David Wood, and this Colin guy, and just they're everywhere. So if we just sit by, I don't know about y'all, but I'm not gonna let some man or even a group of men come into my home and just take over. No, they're in for a fight. They're gonna have to kill me, plain and simple. I'm gonna fight back, and I'm gonna fight back to the point that I can't fight back anymore. And we have to do that as well. I'm not talking about a physical fight, but I'm talking about it's our objective, as our responsibility as Muslims, rather, to speak out against the Islamophobia and say, no, the Islam is what you're being told. Islam is it's not true. Islam is peaceful, and Islam. Hold on, let me clarify this. Islam is peaceful and Islam is violent, but Islam is peaceful when no one's being violent against them, and Islam is violent when violence is being enacted against the Muslims, or those who are being oppressed. Not just the Muslims. It's a Muslim responsibility to fight against any form of oppression against anyone. We see injustice being done. We have to step up. We have to speak on it. Go ahead, Brother Sanford.
And also, we're also obliged, believe it or not, to help the oppressor as well as the oppressed. And someone said, well, how are we supposed to help Donald Trump? He says, we're supposed to stop him from oppressing. So I just put on my website, like looking into making a citizen's arrest and having a petition signed by every We the People. Nobody's stepping up. The Congress isn't stepping up. Nobody's stepping up. The police, the military, nobody. So We the People, Bueller, We the People. Let's make a citizen's arrest. I don't have the technology. If somebody out there hears this and has the savvy and the will, maybe a lawyer or friends of people that know how to do this stuff, put it together, I propose that we have a mass citizen's arrest. At least we make an effort, and I'm done with that. Oh, yeah, there's another way to avoid being called a moon god worshiper. There's an excellent antidote to being called a moon god worshiper. Oh, you worship a moon god. Oh, really? Okay. So do these guys, huh?
So what do we have here, Brother Sanford?
I beg your pardon?
What do we have here on the screen share that I just shared?
This is Archbishop Sebastian Theodosius Atalahana. It says, I am a Palestinian Christian. We also say Allahu Akbar, which you normally hear from a Muslim, as well as Inshallah, MashaAllah, Alhamdulillah. Inshallah means if God is willing. We say that about anything in the future. We never talk about the future, even 5 seconds, without saying Inshallah, because nobody knows. And it's respect to the Creator. It's respect to Allah. MashaAllah, when you're praising someone or complimenting someone, you give all the glory goes to Allah. Like look what God has done. Not like look what you've done, but look what God's done in this person, to this person.
That's right.
Allah is all praise to Allah. This is simply because Arabic is our language. An Arabic word for God is Allah, whether you are a Christian or a Muslim. And here's this man standing here who's the Archbishop of he's a Palestinian Christian. Okay, so if any Christians have anything to say about Allah, I refer you to this gentleman right here, to this brother right here. You got any problem with the word Allah? Talk to Archbishop Sebastian Theodosius. I'm out.
Right.
Okay, I entrust all questions to him.
And by the way, that statement destroys the falsehood about moon god, in case you noticed.
That's right.
I beg your pardon? Say that again.
His statements destroy the falsehood about moon god, about the alleged moon god.
Well,
because he's using inshallah, alhamdulillah, etc., etc.
Right, exactly. If someone comes at you and says and doesn't capitalize Allah or disrespects Allah, boom, there it is. Just use this. This is a great reference.
I have it on my wall on Facebook.
Alhamdulillah. Let me make one more point in regards to our obligation to fight against Islamophobia. Okay, so when I give a dawah class, I give dawah classes here in Houston and in other places as well for that matter. But when I give a dawah class, I talk about direct dawah and indirect dawah. Okay, and I talk about long-term dawah and short-term dawah. Okay, so direct dawah and indirect dawah. So we're actually doing dawah by breaking down the misconceptions and misunderstandings, by us coming on and showing that just like Brother Sanford wanted me to screen share this Christian gentleman that was making the statement that he made there in the quote. You know, this is dawah. You know, you're doing dawah whenever you're fighting against the lies and the misconceptions, the misunderstandings. That's dawah. So we have to understand what dawah is. It's dawah is not just the words you speak, but it's also your actions. Dawah is you do dawah to yourself. And if you need me to explain that, I'll explain that. But dawah to yourself first and foremost, and then immediately for your family. And you do so by making sure that you as an individual are following what Allah has revealed, and you're trying to live in as obedient, as much as obediently as possible. And you're doing dawah indirectly in front of your family when they see you going to prayer. Even if they're not going to the prayer, you're still going to the prayer. And when people are out in the community and they know that you're a Muslim and they see you giving to charity, not that we're doing it to be seen. We do it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We don't want to commit shirk by doing something to be seen. That's not the objective. But we should be out, matter of fact, like Brother Marshall Gregory, he's been out in the street with Brother Yusuf Muslit. Assalamu alaikum, brother. We'll get to you in just 1 second. But they've been out in Florida in the heat, going out door to door, trying to help people any way they possibly can. This is dawah. They're on the front lines. They're soldiers in the fight for against any type of oppression, no matter what type of oppression it is. Tell me all about it, brother Marshall Gregory. Assalamu alaikum, brother.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Assalamu alaikum.
That was 17 seconds. Just kidding.
Yeah, you know, Miami, Miami-Dade County right now is some of the worst in the United States. It's some of the worst in the world. It's like starting off in Daewoo, China. I mean, the tests are coming back positive now. It's still constant, 1 in 3. So 33% of the people that have been tested are testing positive. So, you know, we're down there handing out plenty of masks, a lot of gloves, hand sanitizer, information where to get tested, about separation, because yeah, it's bad, you know. And one of the people who dying is young people are surviving, but is, you know, say for example, the kids are going out, they don't have masks on. The kids are all playing together, and then they come home and they're taking it, bringing it back to the fathers and the grandfathers and the elders. So trying to, you know, make sure everyone's got plenty of masks, hand sanitizer, you know. So you know, give them knowledge about it and how to, you know. So alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. It's better cut, and it's jihad at the same time, you know. So
that's right. Say it again, brother. Say it again, brother. It's sadaqah and it's jihad. It's da'wah. Alhamdulillah rabbil alameen. So I, you know, I've been watching, looking at their photos and their videos out there in Florida. It's hot. It's hot like it is here in Texas, and these brothers are out there stomping the pavement, trying to help people. That's right.
Today, subhanAllah, alhamdulillah, but it was the worst I sweated. But you know, you know what is so, man, it energizes you because the people are so thankful. The 6-year-old girl is like, I seen you on the news. Can I give you a hug? And you know, I'm talking about, I'm not gonna keep 6 feet separation. I'm like, right now I can't. You know, I'm talking about, I'm working, but I'll come back and I'll see, and I'll go back at the other neighbor and check on her again, drop off a couple more bags for her. But but yeah, it's, you know, it's just so well worth it. It just, and
Yeah.
if we had more people out here doing this, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, in all aspects of it, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You know, especially with the COVID-19, the food, everything, you know, clothing, you know, everything. But yeah, but alhamdulillah. So, what's the show about tonight? I'm sorry.
Well, so the topic of the show is why do they hate us, and who's asking the question? Obviously, we're talking about the fact that the people in charge, or we're talking about the people that are have the agendas and try to attack and undermine Islam, are trying to instill fear into the hearts of the people, and fear, like Brother Sanford says, breeds hatred, and so they're being led to believe that the Muslims actually hate them, and in turn they begin to hate the Muslims. And then in response to that, the Muslims are asking, why do these people that we've never harmed, done anything to, why do they hate us? Why do they hate us just because I'm walking down the street and I have a hijab on, or I got this kufi on, or because I say Allahu Akbar? What's the problem? Yeah, what's the problem? So Devin is backstage. Jacob's backstage. So I would like to ask him. We're going to be patient with him. I'm going to ask him. I'm going to ask
the little princess. I just saw her.
Yeah. Hi, little lady. Assalamu alaikum. So I'm gonna bring. Let's be patient with this gentleman. I'm gonna ask him a couple of questions, and we'll proceed from there.
Brother, could you tell him if he'd be courteous enough to actually show his face? Because I mean, it's kind of hypocritical what he does.
He's not going to do it, but I got a surprise for him. It's coming up. Not this show, but it's coming up, inshallah.
Okay.
So we'll try to get him to do it.
Fair enough.
Matter of fact, let's let Katerina speak to him. Katerina, you want to speak?
I'd love to.
Okay.
I'd like to, but okay. Before I do, my daughter wants to testify her shahada.
Oh, alhamdulillah.
She's a born Muslim, but she wants to publicly testify her shahada.
Okay.
She's 9 years old. She prays and everything, but she wants to publicly testify her shahada.
Allah. Okay.
Say Assalamu alaikum to everyone.
Assalamu alaikum.
This is Iman Ruqayya Khadija, and she's going to say La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. La ilaha illallah.
La ilaha illallah.
And Muhammad Rasulullah.
Rasulullah.
Louder.
Takbir.
Allahu Akbar.
Takbir.
So cute.
Takbir.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar.
Allahu Akbar.
One more time.
La ilaha. La ilaha.
Allahu Akbar.
Don't be nervous.
La ilaha illallah. Rasulullah.
La ilaha illallah.
Let us say it one more time, sister.
Super loud, Mimi.
Do you want me to walk her through it? Do you want me to walk her through it? MashaAllah.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, okay, she got busy. Alhamdulillah.
That's cute.
Alhamdulillah.
That's cute. MashaAllah.
Allahu
We wanted
Akbar.
to take part.
Allahu Akbar.
May Allah
Okay,
bless
so
her.
Sister
Allah bless her
Katarina,
and keep her safe.
Sister Katarina, you
Yes.
I believe you're a patient woman. We're gonna let you talk to
Yes.
Jake. Okay. So
Who?
Jake,
Wait. Hang on.
okay.
Should I put my headphones on?
Yeah, probably so.
Am I
Here, I gotta go pray Maghrib.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Am I flapping?
I'll be
Yes?
back in a
A
little while.
little bit. Yes, a little bit. Okay, all right, brother.
Let me put my headphones.
Before she speaks to Jacob, there's something I want to do.
Who am I speaking? Who is this?
There's no telling what's going
No.
on.
Oh,
Alhamdulillah.
oh, let it happen. I'm nurse, by the way. I'm good. You don't worry about me. You guys do not worry about me. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Wait. Sorry.
He's already calling me a coward backstage. I don't know why.
Tell him that a female Scud missile is coming his way.
Let's be patient with him and let's see what he's got to
You
say today.
don't. Nobody worry about me. You guys, gentlemen,
No,
don't
she
worry
got
about
it.
me.
She got it whooped.
That's why I said a female Scud missile. MashaAllah.
Matter of fact, when he comes in, I'm going to put everyone on mute other than Sister Katarina and him. So
No.
yeah. Okay. All right. So here we go. Hold on 1 second. Bear with me 1 second. Okay, here we go.
All right, so
Devin, welcome to the show.
Katarina.
Hi. Good afternoon.
The last show, Kenny was trying to promote that Islam is all good about women and this and that, but there is something that your prophet said. He said in Ibn Ashak, he said, tell your men who have wives, never trust a woman. What do you feel about that? That's what your prophet said. He said, never trust a woman. And that's from Ibn Ashak. And I have the quote, so you can't deny it. It's from Ibn Ashak. He said, never trust a woman. So that means that any of these men on Kenny's panel, they are breaking the rules of Muhammad because they are presenting you before the public. And I know it's Muslim men listening to you. So that means in order for them to listen to you, they have to trust what you are saying. So that also backfires on the hadith.
Please stop. Thank you.
Because
now
most of
notice-
that
now
hadith
notice you-
stuff
hold on,
is
bear with me. I'm
Aisha
gonna-
speaking. So how can
Bear
you
with
trust any?
Please stop. Thank you.
Hello, how can you trust any of that stuff?
Silence. Okay, so you just contradicted yourself in what you've tried to present. We're actually going to Sister Katarina because we trust her, and we know
Wait,
that
that's
she
not
can
what your prophet
handle
said.
herself. No.
That's not what your prophet said. He said never trust a woman.
Sister Katarina. I'll
He
let
trusted. Stop. I was going to go pray, and I heard this on my
He
mind.
said never trust a woman.
I'm an elder. I'm claiming
So
elder.
how can you
rights.
trust the
Brother
hadith of
Jacob-
Aisha?
Kenny?
How can you trust the hadith of Aisha?
If he
Okay.
can't behave himself, just cut him off. He's not ready for prime time. Don't wait. He needs to be house. He needs to learn manners, man.
I know it.
Saying could be taken.
Okay. All right, so let's be patient.
He needs to learn manners.
Let's be patient. Let Katerina. Let's let Katerina deal with it. Okay,
this guy's a party crasher.
Listen, he's proven exactly the point that we're trying to make with today's show. He's proven what he is.
You youngsters, keep the house. Don't let anybody in the house that's going to cover it up. I'm going to go pray. Okay, brother. You're going to have a party, but don't let anybody in the house who's going to. Okay.
All right, brother.
Bye.
Way to go, Brother Sanford, for that. All right, so Sister Katerina, we're going to let you take over. We're going to be silent. I broke the silence myself, but it's so absurd. He's go ahead. I'm going to shut up. I'm just going to shut up. Okay, Sister Katerina, go ahead and respond to him.
I'm going to wait until he's finished.
Okay, let me finish then. In the backstage, I just put it in the chat. You can read it yourself. I don't know if you can see it or not, Katerina, but your prophet said, tell the men who are with you who have wives, never trust a woman. Do I need to make it even clearer? Never trust a woman. So how can I trust anything that you are saying, Katerina? So speak. You busted. You can have nothing to say because I can't trust you. According to Muhammad.
Please stop. Thank you.
Why
so go
are
ahead
you yelling?
and say Muhammad is a liar. I should trust you, even though Muhammad said not to. So what are you going to say, Katerina?
I'm going to ask you, first of all, why are you yelling at me? I can't hear you.
He muted me. I can't answer your question. So you want me to answer
Why are you yelling at me?
First of all, I'm not yelling. Yelling is this right here. Ah! That's yelling. I'm not yelling. I'm speaking with a voice of confidence. That's not yelling. So that's a silly question. You don't know the difference between yelling? I'm not yelling.
Friend, look.
You're not my friend. Your Quran says do not take Jews and Christians as friends. So you're going to break another rule? Keep perpetrating. Keep faking the funk. Come on.
Listen, we can talk about that subject after this. All right. So can we keep him muted so that I can talk, because I can't. If he's not muted, I can't get any words out.
Yeah, he's a child.
I can't get any words out if he's gonna not be muted.
I know.
So it's not gonna work that way. So if he's gonna just actually yell, then it's not gonna work.
That's right.
So this isn't gonna actual dialogue between myself and him. I'm gonna lay some ground rules, sir. First of all, you are not going to address me like that. That's number one. Number two, all of these gentlemen here are my brothers. Number three, I can take care of my damn self. I don't need anybody to protect me. But all of these men here will protect me without me asking. And I know that they will. So don't even get it in your head or get it twisted that I don't have any of these four gentlemen here, or any just for practicing religious people in general, because no matter if they're Muslim, Christian, whatever, if anyone sees, some random man yelling at a woman just anywhere, they're going to react. If my dad saw just a man yelling at a woman, he would react. He's a Christian. So you can just set your little boy self down somewhere and listen to what I have to say if you're actually interested. But I don't think you're actually interested. I think you came here to yell at some Muslims because you have a personal problem with Islam. That's what I think is going on here. But I'm going to answer the question for the other people who are watching. Women in Islam have actually as many rights as men do. Okay? Women in Islam have actually Islam was the first ideology introduced in the world to elevate women to the status of men. Okay? Then that means to give them jobs, to allow them to hold land like in their own name. They held judicial positions. They held positions of politics, positions of like tribal positions, and also positions of military. And I'm talking about not just soldiers, military commanders. All right. And also scholars of religion, scholars of medicine, scholars of mathematics, scholars of science. Okay. And they led the world in, I'm not talking about themselves, they led the world in look up algebra, look up medicine. If you don't know about Ibn Sina, like just look up. And women pioneered. Okay, honey, I'm not talking about just men, Muslim women pioneered these fields. All right. So I don't know what you're talking about. Who's under the thumb of who. All right. And I'm not yelling. I'm emotionally charged about this topic. Number one, as someone who has a mother, someone who has a mother-in-law, someone who has a sister, someone who is a sister, and a mother of daughters, a Muslim mother of Muslim children, one of whom just gave her freaking testification of faith. Are you joking? So I'm going to get back in character right now. Your specific question is that Muslim men are instructed in Islam by none other than our Prophet of Islam, peace be upon him, not to trust women. I'm going to give you a second to reconsider it before I go in on it, which you're not going to. That's fine. So I gave a talk last time about his most trusted and his most valuable person, who holds one of the highest seats of heaven, actually two of his most trusted and valuable people. And let's not forget that he had more than two valuable, trusted people in Islam. I'm going to talk about three right now. One of them was his late wife, his first wife, his late wife, Khadija, radiallahu anha. Peace, may God be pleased with her. She stood beside him, financed him because she was a CEO, a boss, ran her own business, did all of her things, supported her, supported him, and supported the entire Muslim ummah, the entire Muslim body, herself, not himself, herself. She did all of this single-handedly. All right. She did it on her own because she wanted the Muslims to succeed. All right. She did this on her own. Okay. I'm like internally laughing at this powerful woman, that like an elite member of society, being like groveling and asking permission from any person to do with her what she would be equivalent to a billionaire. She was a very wealthy woman before marriage to him. By the way, she proposed marriage to him. She doesn't just go around messing around. She proposed marriage to him because she loved him first. So don't get any of this twisted. So anyway.
And on top of that, when I don't mean to interrupt you, Sister Katerina, he's crying backstage because he wants to come on and bump his mouth.
Of course he's crying. Of course he's crying.
Let him. He's sit back there in silence, boy. Nevertheless,
he's not going to come and yell at me.
That's right. That's right.
It will not happen because Muslims do not allow men to yell at women.
That's right. In regards to the topic,
that's some barbaric shit.
Yeah.
No, sir.
But in regards to the topic, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he descended from the mountain, when the angel Jibril first came to him in the mountain Hira, in the cave Hira, he came and he sought refuge in the lap of his wife. He asked his wife to cover him. Why did he do that? Out of all the people he could have gone to, he could have gone to soldiers, he could have gone to anyone in the area.
The person I'm talking about.
But he went to Khadija, absolutely, his wife, and he sought refuge in his wife. Why? Because he trusted her. Because go ahead, Brother Ziad.
Brother Kenny,
More than anyone else.
Yeah, very quickly, could you give us the context and the context of this hadith, the entire
doesn't
context?
know.
That's the other thing. He doesn't mention what what was going on historically.
He doesn't
what was
know
said beforehand. What was the
reference? At least the reference. I'll look at the context. Give me the reference.
Yeah, let's see if he's even got the reference. So let's
he
unmute
doesn't have
Mike.
the reference. He doesn't know the.
Do you have a
classic
first of all,
hypocrite liar.
Classic
hypocrite liar.
No, we're not going to. First of all, you can type the reference. You can type it.
What's the reference? Get back where you came from. Get back in the corner. Now you can type the reference. If you don't have a reference, that means you came here just bumping your lips. Okay. So type the reference into the private chat, and Brother Ziad will look it up, and we'll get down to business. Okay?
Also, I was completely quiet. I sat there smiling. I listened to you. I asked if you were done, and then you proceeded to scream into the microphone. That's
Brother
why
Ziad,
you're being silenced right now.
He typed something. Ishaq 584.
Ishaq 584. What is that?
Yeah, who knows? It's some. I'm sure some David Wood nonsense, Christian Prince nonsense that he conjured up.
Ishaq 584 doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Anyway, we don't worship Ishaq.
So yeah. Well, anyway. So and now that was Khadija, Lady Khadija, Mother Khadija, the child who testified faith. Right now, she's, alhamdulillah, named after this great woman that I just talked about. The second person that I talked about, who is actually the leader, it's from an unreliable collection from Ibn Ishaq, not Ishaq. Ibn Ishaq. I believe that's a Maldu hadith, meaning a fabricated hadith. If I'm not mistaken, if someone can fact check me on that. I remember that, and that was not narrated by Aisha, if I'm not mistaken. There is no fabricated hadith narrated by Aisha. May Allah be pleased with her. Because, you know what? Let me just go ahead and skip to Aisha. May Allah be pleased with her. Because Aisha, may Allah be pleased with her, she is revered as the greatest scholar of Islam. She is the last wife of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. She single-handedly narrated over 2,000 Sahih hadith. That means good hadith, sound hadith that have no error. She, being his wife, obviously had direct access to him, and she narrated all of these hadith, and people came from all over the world to learn from her. All over the world, both men and women, scholars of Islam, traveled from every single corner of the world after the death of Prophet Muhammad and while he was alive, peace be upon him, to learn from her, to learn from his wife. She continued teaching and studying Islam for 50 years, approximately 50 years. Fact check me on 50 years, but I'm about 99% sure 50 years after the death of Nabi Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and she continued to teach, and then every imam after Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam sat with her and learned from her, because she was the greatest resource on Islam. There is a hadith that is a Sahih hadith found in all of the Sahih collections, Bukhari, Tirmidhi, and Muslim, and Abu Dawood as well. With the greatest among you, he has been heard saying, may peace be upon him, that the greatest man from among you is the one who is the best to his wife, and that there is no measure between any of you. And it's been debated that the most popular opinion is that it was believed that he was not just talking to men, that he was talking between any of you. We all know about paradise being at the feet of the mother. That's something we all know. Every single Muslim knows that. Heaven is paradise at the feet of the mother. Okay? That means the mother is the most important person in Islam. Okay? After Allah and after the Prophet of Allah, your mother is 3 times.
Your mother.
3.
That's right.
Yeah, you're 3 times the most important person, and then your father.
Yeah.
Okay? So your business is all wrong, Mr. Jacob, wherever you are. He's gone, I guess. I don't know. He left.
No,
but anyway, I'm on a roll.
No, he's still there.
Okay.
Brother Ziad, go ahead.
Something very quick. Sorry to interrupt you, Sister Katarina. Could he please give us a link, because I can't find it anywhere. I've been searching all this time, and I'm still searching. Okay, go ahead.
About a link about what?
You talking to Devin?
584, yes.
Yeah. Where's the link, Devin? Post it in the private chat.
Ibn Ishaq, Hadith 584. I checked 584. Ishaq 584. Ibn Ishaq 584. Nothing. I can't find anything on the internet.
This dude.
No, I'm remembering a fabricated hadith about what he said, and somebody in the chat just now. Sorry, I'm reading. Somebody popped up. Hold on a second. Now the chat is just a minute.
That's all. He just called her a liar. Cut him off.
I mean, I don't know. He's calling me a liar. He's
calling you a liar after
guys, this is simple. This is really simple. I'm speaking truth. He's going to call the truth a lie. This is very simple. We already knew this was going to happen. It's not a problem.
Yeah.
We knew this was going to happen. He's over here screaming and yelling and whatever else. We know that he's going to call the truth a lie, but we know that falsehood has been set clear from the truth.
That's right.
Right? We know that already. This clown does not upset me. I love the 4 of you, because the 4 of you here ran to defend me.
I hate to say that, forgive me, but in person he would already get beat up. I'd have beat him up 2 or 3 times over.
I saw Brother Sanford come out of his seat.
Yeah.
And I know he was probably making wudu and ran back. I could see him in my mind doing it. And his
teeth would be all over the floor, all over the ground, like a bunch of Tic Tacs. Like somebody spilled a thing of Tic Tacs all over the ground.
I know. And listen.
May I know. Forgive me. Forgive me. We got to be patient. But
listen,
it's.
I know
when someone's bringing that type of act.
If somebody ever yelled at me.
Yeah. Yeah. You get
listen. If I know that if somebody yelled at me like that in real life, that his head would be turned all the way around, and Kenny would be standing there whistling like, "Who did that? I don't know."
As a matter of fact, Marina lives here in Houston with me, and I've invited him to come down to this Midtown boxing gym already. So, matter of fact, if you want to demonstrate that, Devin, you always saying that I'm a coward. I don't know how you feel I'm a coward, but we have a Midtown boxing gym right down the road here, about 4 or 5 blocks away, and we can show and prove. Don't talk about it, be about it. Plain and simple. Alhamdulillah. So may Allah forgive me for my patience, but it's disgusting.
The reason why you are here, is to make your stupid videos, which are based on Christian Batikh, that cross-dresser David Wood, the other Scam Sham, what's his name? Christian Pringles, who actually admitted that the Bible is porno. Sorry for using that word. Your videos are absolutely, sorry for the word, shit. All your videos, all 35 of your videos are shit. They're useless. And you have something. You have an obsession. Just one more thing. You have an obsession with Kenny. You must be secretly in love with him or something. I don't know. Ugh.
Yeah. He's produced like 34, 35 videos with my name in them. Keep going. All you're doing. Matter of fact, the last time he was on,
you guys make Kenny famous, man. And
someone from his channel said that they came here because of the videos that he made about the show. But then when they got here, they started saying how disgusting he is.
The Greek guy.
You know what's funny to me? How come this guy's afraid to show his face?
No, it's a coward.
I got something. You're yelling at a woman. You're yelling at a woman, and you're not afraid to show your face.
In regards to his face, I got something really special planned for him, and we'll get to that as time permits.
Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you the good news. The guy who came and commented, I met with him.
Hold on, Brother Sanford. Go ahead.
Brother Sanford's about to come out of the seat over there.
Brother Ziad, then we're going to correct Brother Sanford. Go ahead, Brother Ziad.
The guy who discovered us from his videos, I met with him. We exchanged numbers. I called him. He called me back, etc. I met with him and I gave him some books, and then he messaged me back. Yeah.
Oh, Allahu Akbar. Nah.
He came here. He came to my home. He was a very nice guy.
That's the one you told me about. I didn't realize that was him.
He was a very nice guy.
I remember you mentioned that before.
So someone that watched your video.
He came to my home. We actually ate together. He loved the food.
You shared food with him. Oh my God!
Why not?
Make a video about that, Devin.
Very nice guy. Very nice guy. I gave him some books, and I swear by Allah, do you know what he messaged me back? And he said, these books are very interesting. My fiance and I are actually reading the books, and we're very interested. And I'm going to go to next week. I'm going to go to their home and teach them about Islam.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. So, if you see what's scrolling across the bottom there, what does it say? Truth is made clear from falsehood, and whoever embraces the truth has grabbed hold of a trustworthy handhold that will never break. And this is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala telling us in the Quran. As for those who disbelieve, you can warn them or not warn them, they will never believe. Allah has set a seal over their hearts and over their hearing, over their eyes as well. Woe to them for the penalty that they bring upon themselves. You're not hurting us here, Devin. Let's go ahead, brother.
My mom is over here going like, yeah. Like she's my mom.
When truth comes, falsehood must perish, and it must flee by nature. It's bound to perish. It's bound to flee. However you want to translate that.
Like my kids are over here saying like, yeah, he's wrong. Yeah, and my mother.
Let me do something very quickly.
My 70-year-old mother is over here going like, he doesn't know anything about Islam. How dare he? That is wrong. It is absolutely amazing what these coward men will do. Come on here, not show his face because he's a coward, scream at a woman, try to defame women to a woman, not show his face at all, and then go in here and then try to tell me about my people. Lord.
Yeah.
It never, ever. And look, all three of them are ready to rumble right now.
I believe that.
They're all ready to rumble.
They're so cute.
Show them you're ready to rumble.
MashaAllah. They're cute. May Allah bless them.
Yeah.
And keep them safe.
Yeah.
All right. So, alhamdulillah. So we had a little bit of fun with that. I sent him a message on his YouTube channel, telling him to come to the show today because I knew what was going to happen. So I knew we were going to be talking about why do they hate us?
It's because
we
have nothing. We have nothing to hide, and we don't interpolate. We don't make things up, so we don't have to keep up with the lie. We don't have to remember any lie, because we have truth. We don't have to keep up with falsehood.
That's right.
This is why it's so easy to give dawah.
Very quickly. And this is the guy with my cats. Look.
You got him with the cat.
In his home. In his home.
That's
Brother Marshall, we're going to go to you real quick, and then we'll go to Brother Sanford.
Brother Sanford.
Sorry, Uncle. I'll be quick, Uncle. Inshallah. You know what? You know why do they hate? Okay, I'm gonna put it like this. Okay, the reason why Brother Jacob cannot marry Mussolina, a Muslim female, is because he does not know the right that Mussolina has in Islam.
He doesn't even know a tiny bit.
He hates us for what? He doesn't even know Surah Nasin, the woman, to know the rights a woman have in Islam.
What's the T?
Right.
He doesn't know Kenny. He doesn't know Brother Kenny. That's what he doesn't know.
For him, let me finish. For him to even speak upon the subject of women's rights in Islam, he better read Surah Nasin to the woman and the Tasfir.
Yeah,
Other than that, you're speaking strictly with ignorance, unlearned, uneducated. You Google the meaning of ignorant, unlearned, unthoughtful, everything. You know what I'm saying? So first of all, this guy is nothing but he always. What is wrong with this guy? He got like 37 videos of you, Kenny.
I know it.
He's literally out of his mind. Literally out of his mind.
Brother Sanford, go ahead.
By the way, I'm still waiting for the link.
While all this was going on,
there is no link. I truly don't think there is.
I know. It's a fabrication.
I think I really think it's a fabrication because
sorry, Brother Sanford, forgive me.
That quote right there is anti-Islam. It's 100, unless there's some kind of prefix that says Islam does not say never trust your women. You know, that would be the only thing. You know, there's no, it literally says that there is no difference based on gender between the two of, I mean, you know, there's no way. That's anti-Islam. There's no way.
Sorry, go ahead, Brother Sanford.
We got busted.
I hope you brought enough for everyone, Katerina. Did you bring enough for everybody?
I'm
just kidding. I'm kidding. Enjoy. You're a mother. You do what you want. Okay. While everybody was talking, raspberries.
Yeah.
The raspberries. Anyway,
this is all I have now. They ate the whole thing.
Jacob was typing like crazy, and at 8:58, he said she is lying. And I have a screenshot. I took a photograph, and then a few ways it says she is lying, and then a little ways down he says I didn't call her a liar. So
I know.
He's doing the word thing. Liar. No, he just said you're lying. Okay.
I'm lying, but I'm not a liar.
All right, but the thing is, it's okay. Like I was ready.
Yours?
I wouldn't even have let him in without showing his face.
Well,
then he's right. Can he let him in? Let him know themselves who they are. I think this, as long as we have a powerhouse of a Dawa foundation, then we can handle the shock and awe of that they're bringing, because it's nothing. It's fire. It's sparklers. It's not M80s. They think they're with an M80 and they got a sparkler. All right, so I'm down with that, because they're showing us who the whole program is about. What about hate? Why do they hate us? He provided anybody who's looking and reflecting. They're saying why they hate us, because folks like him, like Red would call him. You know what Red would call him on the 70s show? Red would call him. I'm not going to say it. There's a lot of them running around. There's a lot of them running around. That's why they hate us, because they're what Red would call them. Okay, you know who Red was on the 70s show, right?
No, I'm not familiar with that myself. Redwood Cop.
It's an unintelligent donkey. Let's say it's an unintelligent donkey. Can you figure that out?
Yes, Kenny, could you please check your Facebook very quickly?
Okay.
Okay, figure that one out. Okay.
No, I didn't understand. I don't understand the analogy, because I'm not familiar with that. You said it's some show, the 70s show?
It's called the 70s show. It was on in the 70s. It was about a family, and this guy Red was the father, and he used to call his son this name whenever the son did something stupid, and he called him an unintelligent donkey, if you know what I mean.
Okay. So Sister Katerina, he's actually back. He's backstage. Brother Ziad, I seen your message and I asked you in the private chat.
Sorry.
About what?
They're getting hungry.
Okay. So let's bring him back in. Let's see.
Check your messenger on Facebook.
Yeah, I did, brother.
Okay, hold on. Hold on one moment.
Wait,
You haven't read it. You haven't read it yet.
Hold on. If I get out of here, it might take me out. Hold on, just a second. Be right back.
Okay, so she stepped away for a second, and we'll leave him where he is. I'm going to use this opportunity right now to mention once again about the debate coming up this Saturday, inshallah. Saturday, July 18th at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Brother Fred Dizzle will be debating Sean Masters' part 2 of the topic, who is the God of Israel, Allah or Jesus? And so we'll be doing that. I also want to mention just briefly, once again, the release of the second edition of my book, Consider Islam, will be out September the 7th. And
Can
I'm
you guys
looking.
hear me?
Yes, sister. Bear with me 1 second. Looking for people to become members of the book launch team. So if you'd like to do that, please send me an email at info@kennybomer.com to be a member of the book launch team. You're actually going to receive a free copy of the book if you become a member of the book launch team. And so send me an email and we'll set that up, inshallah, and I'll add you to the list of people who are part of the book launch team. So Sister Katarina is back. I'm going to remove this banner here and let's see what he's got to say now.
All right. So are you not going to be afraid this time and let me speak?
Oh, strike one. Strike one.
Warning. Self-destruct sequence initiated. Please go to the nearest exit.
Oh, man.
Listen, you're not saying anything that has any potency to it. You're
First of all,
you're mentally impotent.
Nobody's afraid of you. We're not
so
afraid.
you're going to let me speak? So you're going to let me speak?
Yeah, speak
You're
quietly.
not being. You're not.
Not
being
out of fear. Not out of fear. Not out of fear.
You going to let me speak?
Sure, but not out of fear.
All right, check this out. In Islam, you call me a liar, okay?
Hold on.
Now let me
Wait.
You said, hold up. He said that, hold up. In Islam, your prophet said that it's okay to tell your wife lies to make her feel happy. Now let me give you a scenario.
Let me give you a scenario. Let me give you a scenario. You're talking about.
Let me tell you for you.
Hold on. Let me give him a scenario. Let me explain to Kia that we can shut this whole thing down right quick. Okay. So the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, if you study what's being translated here, why he's saying this, the Prophet says that in regards to Kia, one that's yeah. Well, it's Let me.
Hold on.
Let me
I need to get my headphones because I'm having trouble.
Okay, so let me explain this quickly. So the Prophet, peace be upon him, said it's better to lie to your wife.
Can you please?
Than to tell the truth. So let me explain what this means. So if by example, if your wife come to you and she says, "How do I look in this outfit? Do I look overweight?" Well, it could very well be that she looks overweight, but a man's response should very well be, instead of saying, "Sweetheart, you look kind of overweight in that," it'd be better for him to say, "You look like the most beautiful woman in the world." Even if obviously no one can be narrowed down to the most beautiful woman in the world. That's impossible. That's no one can make that declaration. But this is a situation in which that type of a lie is not even considered a lie. It's actually something that's you're bringing something positive to that person instead of something negative. Let me give another example. If there's two feuding parties, and you go to each side, you're the neutral party, and there's two feuding parties. You go to each side and say, "You know what, party A," you go to party B and say, "Party A wants to make peace with you." And you go to party B and say, "Party A wants to make peace with you." And you bring them together, then you've told an untruth, but you've told an untruth for the betterment of the situation. Okay? So
Kenny, Kenny, in fact, three situations we can lie.
Yeah.
One, okay, say if two brothers gets in a fight, they're really fight with each other, we can go there, we can say, "Hey, this brother said about you the most kindest words."
That's what
then
I
we go to the other brother. He said the most kindest words to you. They come together and they make peace. does so much better than that.
That's right.
Okay. 2, if our life is under danger, we feel like our life is threatened, like we're gonna kill because we are a mutiny, we could say we are not Muslim.
That's right.
Another point of death. Okay.
And
And lying
guys,
about the wife,
also,
it's not saying that we can lie to our wives. You got to remember, Islam, the marriage is one of the most important part of Islam that completes the mutiny deen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We can't outlie, we can't lie to our spouse in that way. We can't cheat on our spouse that way. We have to come to our spouse in the most beautiful and perfect manner as possible at all times. Now, my wife says, I look like I gained some weight overeat. No, babe, you look beautiful. Look like you lost a few pounds. You know what? You make harmony. That's not. He's taken a hadith and twisting it to his anti-Islamic views and his agenda, what he wants to get out there. This man really needs to step back from what he's doing on social media because he's really making fun of himself. He looks like a circus animal getting paraded down the street, and he needs to study. He needs to read the Quran, read the hadith, read the Tasbih, Google women's rights in Islam, read Surah of the women that's seen, and then come back in 6 months and have an educated conversation with us.
He's never going to do these things, unfortunately. He's never.
Or that he needs to check himself into a 6-month evaluation mental hospital and see if he got some other issues. But other than that, I got to make some light. I'm about to call the Adhan, inshallah. So I got to go. So I
Mine's 7, 8 minutes from now.
Okay, brother. Assalamu alaikum. Okay, brother Sanford. Then we're going to go to Sister Katarina. Go ahead, brother Sanford.
Refer to the mother first.
Okay.
Katarina, go first.
Go ahead, Katarina.
Sorry, I was having some microphone troubles. So I wanted to reiterate what the brother just said, and that is a very good point. And yes, the purpose, reiterating again, the purpose of the gentleman who is with us tonight is not to gain knowledge. The purpose is to sow discord. So in answering for that purpose, that it's not to gain knowledge, but I am going to give knowledge anyway, because it's not just him who is watching this, it's going to be others, inshallah ta'ala, in the future as well. So I'll use the same example that he just used. I'll use myself because I like to use myself. I have beautiful daughters here. They're eating out of house and home in the table. They're wonderful, beautiful little people. After, each was born, however, I didn't feel beautiful. I felt terrible. I felt fat. I felt very ugly. And I asked, my husband, how do I look? Do I look beautiful? Do I look? And in reality, I had gained like 30 something pounds, with each pregnancy. And they, as is the nature of, pregnancy. And I had cesarean sections as well. And that causes, abdominal deformity and its own issues too, if the dads might be aware. So it, I would say, oh, I feel so nasty. How do I look? He would say, I don't see any difference at all. Of course, I'm a nurse. There's a clear difference. I am also not delusional. I know there is a clear difference. And I knew he was saying it to me to make me feel better. I knew he was clearly lying to me on purpose to make me happy and to make me realize that he had my happiness as his first interest and not.
So did him answering you in that way, did it help you or did it hinder you?
It made me happy.
Alhamdulillah.
It made me happy. I was only asking. I knew what the answer was.
Yeah.
I was asking him because I wanted him to validate my feelings.
Alhamdulillah. And this is why this is considered this TV where truth is made clear from falsehood. Alhamdulillah.
I wanted him to validate my feelings. Women don't ask these questions for nothing. Women ask these questions. Yes.
That's right. This is why it's so important to have a Muslim sister on the panel.
Yes, because
It's
we
so
are
important.
half of
Because
humanity.
she put it in the concept, the exact concept of why the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said this. She has had this happen in her own life, and this has happened with many women, right?
Also, you know, when we have a fight or something, when a husband and wife, you know, you guys are brothers yet. I don't know if you're married or not.
No, I'm single. I'm still searching for a wife.
Inshallah ta'ala, may Allah
Inshallah.
bring you the most righteous woman. I mean,
Jazakallah khair.
but I know Brother Sanford and Brother Kenny are married, and I know that both of you know that fighting happens between husband and wife, and when you guys have a fight and when you resolve the fight, I know you're kind of still, you resolve it because you know that that's what Allah wants you to do, but you're still kind of like in your mind for a little while. That's human nature, right? So when you say, you know, who's going to make up first, right? That's the question. You don't really want to make up with each other, but you do it first, and you say you're sorry even though you're not really that sorry yet.
Absolutely.
Because you care for your wife, right? And then she's thankful that you said you're sorry.
And
you know what I mean? Even though you're not really that sorry.
And speaking of wife, this is my wife, M. Smith here. Her name's Mika, kind of like Mecca, but it's Mika. And she says, "So glad the sister is a part of this show, telling our side from our side."
Jazakallah here.
Alhamdulillah.
Jazakallah here. Jazakallah here.
You see how falsehood just crumbles when truth shines on it. It just crumbles. It just falls apart. Alhamdulillah.
Jazakallah here.
I can easily say, and I believe that all the other two brothers will agree with that. We feel more secure.
It's not a lie.
With the young boy. Sorry.
He's talking about the boxing match, brother Ibrahim.
No.
Right. And it's not a lie. Okay, it's not an outright lie. It's not like saying 2 + 2 is 5. That's not a lie. It's not a lie if you do that.
That's right.
Right. It's not a lie if you do that. If you say you're sorry to your wife, because in your heart of hearts you are, and in your heart of hearts.
We lost her. Mika just said Kenny doesn't fight with his wife, he'd lose. She's right. Yeah.
We always lose. We always lose.
Point of information here.
Yeah, go ahead, Brother Sanford.
What happened to Sister Picture?
She just lost the signal.
Jacob.
Man, I fell off the thing. Gosh.
This is for the
whole. Okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay, go ahead, Brother Sanford.
This is for everybody listening, but particularly for Jacob, because he's looking for he's looking for a chink in the armor. So here's some armor, no chink in it. If my wife was morbidly obese, had high blood pressure and diabetes, I wouldn't say you look great. I would say you need to lose some weight or you could die. You know what I mean? There's a point. You got to use your brain. Remember, you got to use common sense. God gave us brains. We're just talking about to flatter a wife with kind words instead of say something you don't have to say.
That's right.
God,
right.
You're looking for,
and it's not just about your
Jacob,
pretty.
my grandma used to say, "You dig a hole for somebody else, brother, you're going to fall in it yourself."
Yeah,
I'm telling you. Okay, you should be learning about Islam now, not looking for there isn't nothing wrong with Islam. Allah designed it. You're going to find out. Everything you can throw at us, you're not throwing it at us. Allah designed this religion, brother. I came here, I saw all kinds of possible holes. Christians were coming at me with this and that. I've heard so many explanations to things I couldn't understand. I am convinced beyond a shadow of a doubt. I was convinced when I became a Muslim 11 years ago, but now I have the proof and evidence. I believed on faith, but now I see it in 3D. It's real.
Brother Sanford, was truth made clear from falsehood for you? Is that what happened at the age of 60? Was truth made clear from falsehood?
In a moment. In a moment.
Yeah,
You know,
alhamdulillah.
Man, just like a flash.
So,
Just like, oh, I read this book, and wow, it's like I read all these books and I realized something. It's not like that at all. You get it.
Let's rewind a little bit. So where's the link, Jacob?
And look what Mindy Domir says in the chat, and then we'll get to that in a second. She says, sometimes us women just want to hear certain things out loud.
That's right.
Even if we know you're fibbing.
That's right, because it tells us that you care. It validates us.
That's right. That's right.
We have to pray. Right back, inshallah.
Okay, brother. Okay, so let's go ahead and unmute him, and let's see what he's got to say as he fumbled the ball, and we scored a bunch of touchdowns on him. Go ahead.
All right, Kenny. You every time I start explaining myself and I'm about to present something, you instantly mute me, and then you let people talk for 10 minutes. If you would have heard what I was going to say, so really, what's the point of telling me, like today, you left me a message on YouTube. What's the point of telling me that I can come to the show if you're going to keep muting me every time you hear me about to make a point? Because the only thing you're doing,
let me
you
meet you.
You were muted because it disrespected people here.
I invited you to come to the show because the topic of the show today is why do they hate us? And so I invited you to the show because I knew that you would come.
You hate us.
You would act just like you have. And what it does is it solidifies our position in defending Islam when we see people come and they act the way you have.
You give him the mic, and instead of going into his question, he insults you first. And that's the problem. Jacob, if you just skip the introductory insults and ask your question, you'd get a lot more respect and you'd get your question asked.
You're losing respect, man.
Jacob, you're peeing in your own punch bowl, buddy. We're not doing it to you. You're doing it to yourself. If you
listen to him,
the next time you get the chance to talk, start your question. Don't insult us with fear, lying, or any of that, because we're not
literal yelling. Literal yelling. I mean,
this is square one.
Crazy.
When you get the mic, ask the question. Don't do a preamble with a bunch of crap in it that isn't true about us. We're not going to take it. We're not going to take it.
No,
okay? We're not cutting you off because he owns the show. We're cutting you off because you're bringing garbage with you. And we don't want garbage on the show. You talk something, you don't insult us. You're a guest.
Remember, you are a guest here.
You're a guest.
All right, so can I speak now?
What do you think we are?
Can I speak now?
Doormat?
Can I speak now?
Spiritual high ground?
You asked.
No spiritual high ground, brother. You have no spiritual high ground. Where Jesus is going to come and pray with us when he comes back, not with you. You want to see Jesus when he comes back? Come to the masjid where he's going to pray.
That's right.
I mean, and we're saying this to you because you're here with us right now. But
look what Mindy Domir says.
You don't just come and scream in our faces and expect us to just smile at you. We're not
Mindy Domir says
you're in our house right now.
Sorry, Katerina, I'm so sorry about the interrupting you.
It's okay.
So Mindy Domir says, I'm not Muslim, and I wanted to smack him around for the way he spoke to Katerina. That's why you're placed on mute. If you would lower your voice.
She's an atheist, by the way.
Yeah, she's an atheist. For the time being, I believe she's going to find the truth and beauty of Islam before it's over with, by the will of Allah. But quite simply, to answer your question, Devin, if you came on here and you spoke respectfully, you'd be treated with the utmost respect. No question about it.
We treat people with respect.
That's right.
All of us have families that are not Muslim.
If you come on acting like a bully, you're going to get bullied because I bully the bullies. I don't deal well with bullies.
That one will bully the bullies. Both of them.
I bully the bullies, and I anyone who knows me on a personal level from 11 years old on up.
Very much.
I don't do well with dealing with bullies. I confront the bullies. When you come on and you use certain rhetoric. Now, in saying that, I try to be the best Muslim that I can be and try to be patient and not overreact. And so it's all a test, but all you're doing is reconditioning me to in regards to how I respond. Back in the day, I probably would have got on an airplane and went and try to find you somewhere. So,
and when it comes to women, it's very much worse.
That's right. I mean, it's So alhamdulillah. So that's to answer your question. So let me ask you a question, Devin. No, he's already gone. Alhamdulillah. That's how it goes. So
Well,
yeah,
if they come to our house and they don't want to listen, or I mean that he asked the question, man. Like he asked the question and then he didn't want to hear the answer.
Yeah.
So if they can dish out but they can't take it, then they don't deserve to take it. They don't deserve to receive it either. So sorry.
Yeah.
He can go on a public forum and do whatever he wants. But he can't come to our house and do it. Yeah, I've noticed he does.
Yeah.
But he can't come to our house and do that.
Yeah. I totally agree.
So did he give the reference and the link or
no? There's no reference. There's no reference. I truly do not think I've been looking for it too, and
I've
there's
been looking, and
I've got my iPad right here, and I can't find.
Yeah, I stumbled upon some fake ahadith regarding Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and they were so horrendous that they're not even worth mentioning. So horrendous, purely fake. Purely
I remembered a Maldu hadith. And that's what I found, but I'm not going to mention it because it's fabricated. So,
Mika said he's off to make another video with a bunch of lies about Kenny. Yes, that's what he does.
And his videos are always quoted out of context. Always.
Completely out of context.
I know.
The things that we say, he quotes them out of context. Say, oh, look, boom, they're busted.
I'll probably be it's probably going to be about me.
Yeah,
I'm sure it'll probably be about me.
He's gonna make some dumbass video saying, "Oh, Katarina was busted lying about Islam, and she left Islam and stuff like that."
Those Muslim males had to get the Muslim sister to fight their battle for them. And
I know. I'm sure.
I can just trying to imagine the stupid title. He uses these stupid titles.
So is that guy's name Joshua or
his name is Devin? But
Devin, Jacob, devil, call him devil, shaitan.
Yeah, the devil.
Yeah. I know. Shaitan has many forms.
Well, alaikum salam, Ibn Tamir. So one of his most recent videos, it says, Kenny Bomer leaves Islam.
Yeah, that one.
Kenny Bomer leaves Islam. And Shabir Ali does something, for when Dr. Shabir.
Of course.
Yeah, Mika said he'll be saying next. It's saying Sister Katarina is a fake Muslim.
Of course, I'm sure
he's done that before. He's come on and said that Honey Pena, aka Honey Buns, was a fake Muslim. He's also said that Mindy Domer was a Muslim imposter. That she's actually Muslim. That she just
pretending to be an atheist.
So she's an atheist who's a fake Muslim who's pretending to be an atheist.
To be an atheist.
Exactly.
She's one of our best supporters. She's an atheist.
He's also going to say that the guy who was interested.
Did you say an atheist without borders?
No.
Oh my God.
No, he said me. No, I was saying that Mindy Domer is she's an atheist for the time being, but she's actually one of our great.
Oh yeah.
She's one of the
I've noticed. I was going to ask you actually personally about that. I'm really happy, Mindy, for your involvement and.
Yeah. No, she watches almost every show. She's there.
I've seen her repeatedly.
So Jacob, what's your new video going to be called? I am a dumbass, and I was busted by attacking Muslims. You should really call it that.
Reference me, please. I'll be happy to be there.
Or you should name your videos, I call them cowards, but I dare not show my face. That'll be a good title.
I was going to ask you, why are you not showing your face? Why are you so scared? Why are you so scared?
Can I speak now?
Sure.
Now
why
are
you afraid?
Now, Kenny, when I was about to go into my scenario, you muted me. Now, I want everybody to watch how he mutes me for no reason.
Yes, I did mute.
When I was about to go into my scenario, you muted me. And this is the scenario that I was about to say. Your prophet said that you can lie to females to make them feel happy. It's two problems with that. I'm going to tell you why.
We talked to you about this for like an hour.
Everybody on my channel, you see how they keep speaking while I'm talking? Everybody see this, right?
Yeah, where's the link? Where's the link?
Okay. Okay.
I'm waiting for the link.
Don't worry about the link. We're gonna provide all. I can't do it right now because I'm in my car right now. Now, everybody, when I was about to give the scenario, I'm about to give the scenario, but Kenny muted me, but I'm about to give it right now.
I swear to God, I really
now, Kenny, your
Please stop. Thank you.
And I still am.
Quite simply, we don't need you to give a scenario because plain and
We
simple.
addressed it already.
We don't need non-Muslims
to educate us about Islam.
We don't need you to educate us about Islam.
No,
How dare you make such a ridiculous attempt to do such a thing? What you want us to do is you want us to accept your version of Islam instead of us accepting the truth about Islam. It's absurd. So we don't need to listen to your scenarios.
No, we don't.
We gave you the full context, the 3 examples that are mentioned.
Yes, we did.
We gave them in great detail, as a matter of fact.
Extraordinary detail.
Personal experiences, as a matter of fact.
Yes.
Okay? So, you have no ground to stand upon. We don't need you to try to explain something that we are very much educated on. How do you think we become Muslims? Do you think we just accepted it without seeking knowledge?
I'm a woman. I'm confused upon why you're talking about a woman's issue, a Muslim woman's issue, when you're neither a Muslim nor a woman, nor a Muslim woman. And I'm both of those things. And I don't understand why you think that you are qualified to speak about it. I don't understand that. So I want you to tell me why you're more qualified than me to talk about it.
Go ahead.
Okay. First of all, you know what, Kenny? I'm going to say what I'm going to say, and then I'm out of here because you're not giving me the opportunity, and everybody sees
you are.
Get out of here.
You are
Get out.
He's not going to dictate what's going to happen around here. It's not going to happen.
He was about to insult you, right?
Yeah. So he's not going to tell me when he's going to come and go.
Is he going to try to tell me about the structure of a vagina? I mean, what is he going to do? That's silly. I don't understand. I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's still
very confused about it.
I'm gonna give him a minute to marinate on the fact.
I mean,
he's not gonna tell me what to do.
It's very simple. It's very, very, very simple. I need to know. My kids are looking at me like, mother, I've got my headphones in, and so they can only hear me talking. So they're looking at me. My little one's right here in front of me.
Are they 3?
So I have 2, and then for the summer we brought my oldest one's best friend.
Oh.
So I have 3 with me, but I have two girls, 2 children, and my late son.
Mashallah.
Mindy Domir says, what's funny is that he says Islam disrespects women, but he's the only one being disrespectful to women on the panel.
To the woman, like the only woman.
Panel, right.
Yeah, I don't understand.
And he was disrespectful to Mindy in the past.
What?
Meanwhile,
to me. I'm the one talking to him, but he's not talking to me.
Meanwhile, in the chat, he's typing words that he would never say in my presence, calling me the B word, I presume. He would never say that.
Is he talking to me or?
No, he's not. He's talking to me.
He's addressing Kenny.
Yeah. Okay.
So, that's ein Reichschläger.
Alhamdulillah.
Sorry, that was German.
Well, okay, so alhamdulillah, we've had a lot of fun here tonight.
Brother Kenny, will you please, fulfill your promise to me? Remember what you told me
about the chat, about the.
Yes.
Go ahead.
No, not now. The one previous.
Hold on, baby. What? What?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Check your Facebook very quickly.
I don't think that's a good idea, Brother Ziad. FYI. I mean, just because
that
just gives people more ammunition.
Well, no, it's
no. It's something else, Sister Katarina. It's something else.
Oh,
It's not what you think. It's not what you think.
yeah. No, brother, I got that. That's what I was saying. That I've got something coming. And alhamdulillah, yeah, I've got something coming. I've just been busy, so I haven't messed with it yet. But I've got it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
we'll take care of it. Absolutely. That's on my agenda. I assure you, that's on my agenda as well, for sure. So once again, hey, listen. If you haven't hit subscribe yet, please subscribe to the channel. Remember, there's 3 sister channels. There's Kenny Bomer Live. That's the main channel for Consider This TV. So Kenny Bomer Live, Consider This TV. Make sure you subscribe there. That's the main channel. Then there's the sister channel, Consider This TV. In the event that anything ever happens and we lose the first channel, we get a backup. And then we have a sister channel, Incognito Islamic Productions, which is a third channel. So with that being said, be sure to hit subscribe, like, and share. And also, listen, we need your help. If you are a supporter of the show, we ask you to contribute to the GoFundMe. It's the Dawah Fund for Consider This TV, which will allow us to publish some books. Matter of fact, we got to talk about the book that we're talking about. We were talking about earlier. We got to talk about that seriously. So it'll allow us to publish more Dawah materials, more books. It actually help us to upgrade, get better equipment for the show, to do some live on-site things, also do some traveling for some speeches and all those types of things. So we need your help, inshallah. So I just posted the link for the GoFundMe. You can also find it in the information section associated with today's show in the either on YouTube or on Facebook. But please click there, make a donation, inshallah. It is sadaqah for the Day of Judgment, and we certainly need the help, inshallah. It allows us the opportunity to spend more time engaging in these types of things and working on writing books and just everything involved in Dawah. So we need your help also to help us get some water wells built. So for everyone who contributes,
if I move away from the internet, it doesn't work.
Let me put it on mute. So for everyone who contributes to have these water wells built, this is perpetual blessing, sadaqah, to the Day of Judgment for everyone who uses those water wells. So that's part of our priority. Also helping people, nationally, internationally, in various ways. So please click on the link, inshallah, and try to be a part of the team with Consider This TV, inshallah. So once again, I'll just mention briefly the debate coming up this Saturday. The debate coming up this Saturday with Brother Fred Dizzle and Sean Masters on the topic of who is the God of Israel, Allah or Jesus. That's going to be at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And also I want to make mention of, once again, I'm looking for people to become members of the book launch team for the second edition of my book, Consider Islam, Disproving the Patriots of Propaganda. If you'd like to be a member of the book launch team, you will receive a free copy of the book. And you can become a member of the book launch team by sending me an email at info@kennybomer.com or going to my website, kennybomer.com, and registering there. But yes, absolutely. So I see Jacob is back in the backstage again. Do y'all want to keep talking to him, or what do y'all want to do? Let me pull this out. You want to engage him some more?
If he can be respectful, that means
he can't do that. He can't do that.
I mean, I want to have mental peace of mind that we gave him a last chance. But if he can't be respectful, shut him off.
Okay, all right.
It's not going to happen, sister. It's not going to happen. We know him.
It's not going to happen. Okay, I'll talk to him.
I guarantee that. I guarantee that it's not going to happen.
I know it as well. But I'll speak to him myself.
Okay, here we go. Welcome back to the show.
Jacob, if you can be respectful in your speech, and what I mean by that is address people without yelling and cursing, without disrespecting. You're all over the chat, calling my partner all these kinds of names and stuff. That's not going to happen. You're not going to call me names either. You're in our, we're adults here. We're discussing religion. All right. On your platform, you can conduct yourself however you want. The people engaging you, that's your rules, your place. Okay. So this is our rules, our place. And if you're going to engage with us, then, these are our standards here. And
All right,
Muslims,
let me think. All right,
I can't.
Kenny. Hello.
Hold on. I didn't. Do you agree to those?
I've been agreeing to that. I've never been disrespectful. Yes, I agree to it.
Well, hold on a second. You've been very disrespectful this whole time. You've been disrespectful to me and all of my brothers here.
Okay,
So from this, hold on. From this, I can't hear you very well.
So, Sister Katarina, we lost you.
Look around.
We lost
Sorry,
you.
is this better?
Yeah, that's better now.
Okay. From this point forward, there's no yelling at anybody, no verbal assault, none of that, because it will. I'm just going to cut you off. But it's not. No one's going to get anywhere. We don't want to cut you off. That's why you were invited here. This isn't a Christian show. This is a Dawa show. That means we invite people to Islam. So that's the basis of our show. We love it when people come here from other religions, but we don't like to fight. They asked me to talk to you because I'm probably the most tolerant, I guess, when it comes to speaking. I'm a woman, so I guess I'm a mother. I can deal with it.
Most reasonable.
Maybe. So,
let me ask you a question.
Me?
Yeah, let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
You spoke about respecting people, right?
Let me turn my mic up. I'm sorry.
Now, you spoke about respecting people, correct?
In Islam? Yes.
Okay, you said, okay, when you open up your Quran, your Allah, he calls me the worst of creation. He calls me najis. He calls me filthy. He calls the Jews pigs and rats. What do you feel about that?
Already addressed this more than 3 months ago.
What do you feel about that?
God, we already addressed this.
That's not true.
We already addressed it.
That's not true, sir. That's not true
at all. What do you feel about
that? I just said that's not true. That's not true.
So that's not true? Okay.
No.
So is that your final question? Because you said it's not true. So when I do my video, I have your affirmation that that's not true, what I just said, and that Allah did not call us the worst of creation. Is that your final answer? Not true.
Worst of creatures.
Well,
is that your final answer? That you called me the worst of creatures.
We are all creatures. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that?
Tell me when you're done so I can so I can answer you. I'll wait till you're done.
Ridiculous. My second question is this right here. Katarina, do you have a problem?
Hold on. You're not going to go to the second issue. Produce the verses that you're talking about, and we'll explain them to you step by step. Very, very simple. That's right. Very simple to do. We're not going to go to a second topic. You present the verses that you're having a question about, you have an issue with, and we'll break it down and we'll explain it to you very simply. Okay?
You clearly presented this before, and you already know which verse you're referring to. So go ahead and tell me.
With all due respect, if it has Islam on it, he has a problem.
Absolutely.
If it has Islam on it, he has a problem.
Brother Ziad, I know.
So that's at least 6,626 verses.
You're
another
right,
30 volumes of the hadith, and another 3,000, I don't know what books of Islamic literature. As long as it's Islam, he has a problem. So why are we wasting your time with this hypocrite?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Because he was invited here by my partner.
Okay.
That's why.
Fair enough.
So he was invited here by my partner, and I have full faith in anything that any step he takes like that. So, Devin, go ahead and give me the verse.
Now, why was I muted? I thought I made an agreement that if I talk respectfully, I wouldn't be muted. But yet, all I did was ask a question, and I was put on mute for something.
You were muted. Let me tell you why you were muted, because you were trying to go to a second issue without giving the opportunity for us to answer, for her to answer, whoever wants to answer it, answer the first question. You're not going to just come over here and just drop a bunch of nonsense without us being able to address the point that you are
Kenny,
problem with.
So Kenny, so basically, for me to show that verse, I have to plug up my laptop because I'm using my phone. Okay. So you want me to do all of this time when you know it's already in the Quran? Why would you want me to just go through all of this? And you just did
in other words, you don't know what you're talking about. So in other words, you don't know what you're talking about.
So why did you come prepared?
So you want me to actually go on my laptop?
In other words, you heard some nonsense somewhere and you thought that you would repeat it. So I encourage you to be a reader instead of a repeater. Okay, go ahead and do some reading, and then you'll see the answer is plain and simple for you. Okay, so
you said
basic. So those people who are the worst of creatures being referenced to in the Quran are those people who, despite when truth has been revealed to them over and over and over and over and over and over again, they still reject. Okay, they still reject. That makes them the worst of the creatures. Why? Because they're refusing to use their intellect. They're refusing to use their mind. They set up a barrier within themselves, and they refuse to try to get around it, to try to get over it. Okay?
And by the way, Christians
that's
are not
Kenny.
rejectors.
That's subjective to you being a Muslim. No one has to accept Islam.
No, you're right. No one has to accept Islam. No, you said that exactly right. Allah says, "Let there be no coercion in religion. Truth is made clear from falsehood."
Okay.
Hold on. Let's clarify. The Quran says, "Let there be no compulsion and no coercion in religion. Truth has been made clear from falsehood. Whoever embraces that truth has grabbed hold of a trustworthy handhold that will never break." So you're right. No one's trying to force you to accept Islam. No Muslim has ever come to you or anyone that you know and tried to get you to accept Islam. That just simply hasn't happened.
Are you afraid of me? Are you afraid of us?
Okay, now you just said another thing. You just said that there is no compulsion in religion, but there is a hadith that says the best of mankind are those who bring the disbelievers to Islam with chains around their necks. So that's not compulsion.
Okay, so let's define what Islam means. Islam means submission to the will of our Creator. So those people who continuously attack the truth and reject the truth, and who continuously put themselves at odds with what has been revealed by our Creator.
I want to also point out that the people of the book are not rejectors.
That's right. As a matter of fact,
the people of the book are Jews, Christians, and Muslims.
That's right.
They are not rejectors.
And as a matter of fact,
non-Muslims are not necessarily rejectors either.
That's right. So Allah makes a clear distinction in the Quran when referring to the Christians. He says, "Closest to you in love are those who call themselves Christians," but it makes a clear distinction in the next thing that said, "Among closest to you in love are those who call themselves Christians, because among them are those who are faithful and devoted to learning." Okay, so people who are actually willing to seek the truth. Makes it a clear distinction between an Islamophobe and a Christian who comes on and just has legitimate questions that they're trying to seek answers to. Okay, they come on, they have decent dialogue, respectful dialogue, and are able to engage in decent conversation without all the bantering and all the nonsense. So
one of your viewers actually came to my home a few days ago. Because of you.
Yeah. One of your viewers came to this show.
One of your viewers
they called you disgusting on the show after they come here watching your show about this show, right? Not your show, watching your little silly videos. Watching videos about this show. Have that person come here and called you disgusting and then wound up going to Brother Ziad's home and sat down and ate with him, had a meal with him, and also received Islamic material, dawah material, that he and his family have made it clear that they're very much enjoying reading. Alhamdulillah. So do you see how this works? Matter of fact, that's a picture of the brother right there. Do you see how this works, Devin? Falsehood. Truth has been made clear from falsehood. So whoever embraces the truth has grabbed hold of a trustworthy handhold that will never break. So you are on the opposite side of the fence. you are rejecting the truth. Therefore, you are acting like the worst of creatures because you come on here and you act like you have no manners, like swine. What do swine do? Swine wallow around in their own feces, in the muck, in the mud, and they consume their own children. They consume their own kind, and you're acting no different. You're acting like an animal.
You're over here bouncing around, yelling at women, yelling at people, cussing everyone, calling everyone a bitch. I mean, do you behave like that in real life?
Absolutely.
I bet he does.
This is real life, and you're behaving like that right now. I don't know.
No doubt about it.
Bro, I mean, it's just, we don't behave like that. But you're over here behaving like that right now. When you curse people's religion, that's terrible. That's really, really terrible. I mean, you're not showing your face even to us. Are you doing this because you're ashamed of what you're doing?
Yeah. Do you expect someone to invite a masked bandit into their home and they treat them with utmost kindness? I mean, we're not even being rude to you. We're just dropping hard facts on you, plain and simply. But you're coming in as a masked bandit and invading this situation here and trying to unload a bunch of nonsense that you don't really understand. And
I don't know.
Like you can explain it to us. Go ahead, brother Sanford.
I think I can probably talk to him about a little bit better.
Okay.
Remember in the old days you had vinyl? Remember the vinyl records? Remember vinyl records?
Mm-hmm.
You know, the old vinyl.
Yes.
Records. You know, when it would hit a scratch, it would go did it. You know, you fall asleep and you wake up and did it. You know, it's like that's just the last 20 minutes or so. I know I've just been. It's like going around in a circle. The only different insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, except expecting something else to happen. So I'm going to do something else because you guys been getting. Not your fault. I'm not putting any shade on anybody. Listen, you come here with a question. This is consider this the name of this program. If you go to a Burger King and you ask for a pair of shoes, they're going to call a paddy wagon for you. I'm looking for a size 9 sneaker. You're in a Burger King. Okay, you're in a Burger King looking for a pair of sneakers. Okay, this is a consider this. We are considering Islam. You're looking for a pair of sneakers in a Burger King. Okay, if you're looking to consider Islam, you're welcome. If you're not, get out of here.
Yeah.
But we have enough on you on video to prove who you are, and we've made our point. I think anything further is a waste of time, Kenny. We have fish to fry. We have bigger fish to fry. No disrespect, Jacob, but you peed in your own punch bowl. We didn't do it, and that's just an expression that says a whole lot. So I just use it. Forgive if it's vulgar. Yeah. I'm sorry. Imagine a baby. Imagine those statues with the little, whatever. It's just you're spoiling your own thing. Yeah. Oh, I'm shaking. I'm scared of Allah. What do you know what? Cut him off. He's lying. This is a lie. He's a liar. We're not scared.
But it's
scared. You wouldn't have got in on the TV. If
the irony? The irony.
You wouldn't even be here.
Brother Sanford, the irony? He's got a mask on and he says we're scared.
Why are we wasting our time? I don't understand.
Look at my face. Look at my face. Look. Let me take off the headphones. Can you see me clearly? Can you see me? I challenge you to do the same. You're covering your face 100% in every time you come here, yet we are the ones who are scared? Who are you kidding? Who are you kidding? In Greece, you know what we say? We say kripsu, hide behind your finger. We say ironic. Mm-hmm. You can't hide behind your finger. See that?
That's right.
Do you understand the concept behind it?
Sister Katerina, are you still there?
Gaban.
Wendy Bomer says in the chat, he called Kenny a clown, yet he's the one behaving like one. Yeah. So we'll see if Sister Katerina's there. If she still wants to speak to him, we'll let that happen.
Mindy, would you like to see my kitties? I know the answer to that question.
Yeah. So everyone, please be sure to hit subscribe, like, and share. And if you have any sincere Christians or atheists, for that matter, that are decent people that would like to, see them engage in conversation, people that you engage in online debates with in these Facebook groups or whatever, please send them to Consider This TV, where truth is made clear from falsehood. And so hey, listen. Quite simply, we let these kind of people on for one reason. For one. Because in the process, matter of fact, I've dealt with many atheists in the past, and one thing that I always say to them is, thank you for proving that Islam is the answer. And so, when a person like this comes on, all he's doing, other than we're human beings also, so maybe we get out of line here or there, but when it's all said and done, first and foremost, we're not going to Christian platform. We're not making comments like this guy does. And in the process, he's showing and helping us to prove that Islam is the answer. Islam is the answer for all of this. Now, whether or not we make mistakes or we do not, we know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has warned us about mocking other people for their religions and causing animosity and to oppressing people even verbally. And so, we're responding to his verbal oppressions in kind. So if that makes sense. So when someone's insulting you openly, then we're not going to be just pushovers and let someone just run over us. We have a right as Muslims to defend ourselves on any level, for that matter.
Yeah. Kenny,
yes.
Jacob, I'm going to make a request, a suggestion to you, a reading suggestion. If you're really sincerely interested in communicating, Umar was out to kill. Umar was out to kill Muhammad. Umar was ready to kill. Oh, see what happens? Truth. What does it say? Truth does what to falsehood? I was going to have him read the story of Umar, who was ready to kill Prophet Muhammad, turned into one of his greatest companions. And Umar was a mountain. People said when Umar was standing in a crowd, it looked like he was sitting on a camel from a distance. This man was a giant, like Shaq or somebody. He was big. And he was out to kill Muhammad. And when he saw Muhammad and they talked a little bit, he became one of his greatest Sahaba. So I was going to suggest you read his story. That's all. I was going to suggest.
Okay. Uh-oh. What do we have here? We have another one here. So here he is. Danny Davis. What do you want?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Loud and clear.
And we see you hide your face as well, Danny Davis.
Oh, I don't hide my face, Kenny. Oh, here. Let me get out of the sun. Let me get out of the sunlight. How's that?
Yeah, we see you, Danny Davis.
All right. How you doing, Kenny?
I'm doing great.
I'm out here I'm out here in beautiful sunny San Diego now.
That's
what is it? Zaid, Sanford. Is it Sanford or Stanford?
Yes.
Zied. Katarina. Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing this evening?
Who's this?
That's Danny Davis.
This is Danny Davis.
Hi, Danny. Peace be with you.
Hello. I'm a Christian brother that just came from Texas, hot Texas, right? Humid Texas. But now I'm out here in sunny San Diego, where it's hot, but we just don't have the humidity.
Yeah. How you doing?
Danny, could I ask you a question?
I'm doing well. Yeah, go ahead.
Thank God. Thank God.
I don't know how long.
Yeah, and you, Sanford?
Thank God.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I don't know how long.
And how you doing, Sanford?
I don't know how long you've been here. Were you here long enough to see how Jacob was acting?
Say that again.
Were you here long enough to see how Jacob was acting? So I want your comments on that.
Yeah, I was here. I've watched Jacob. Jacob is actually one of my brothers, dear friend of mine, and I think part of the problem is. Hold on, sorry about that. Part of the problem is that he's not given an actual opportunity to talk.
Sure he is. Oh, come on and say
what do you mean?
Sure he is.
What do you mean by real life?
He's given plenty of opportunity to talk, but he doesn't talk. What he does is yell and banter. There's a big difference between talking and engaging in a civil conversation and doing a bunch of yelling and bantering.
Meaning up close.
So let's not make excuses for him, Danny Davis. Let's not do that. Let's not play kid games, okay? because you know good
well,
well.
I'm not playing.
I mean, obviously, no one in the chat's going to agree with anything that you just stated. So that demonstrates the foul state of mind that you have. Plain and simple. So
what?
Absolutely. No one
Kenny,
in the
I
chat's
haven't
going
said
to. No one in
anything
the
rude.
chat's
All
going
of
to
a
agree
sudden,
with
I got a
anything
foul
you
state
say.
of mind.
You've got a foul state of mind because we have history, don't we, Danny Davis? It's
Yeah,
not.
we have
It's
a
not
little
the
bit of
first go
history.
around with you. Let's not play.
Okay, hold on.
Let's not play pretend.
Yes, we have history. Yes, we have history.
And you've come on. You've made similar.
I'm
Similar
not
comments that
trying to
he's
pretend
made.
anything.
You just said he's your brother, and so that association there with someone who comes on with such foul attitude and behavior is demonstrative.
He's my brother. He's my brother in Christ.
If that's what you call a brother, then it indicates
he's my brother in Christ for sure.
Absolutely.
Most definitely.
No, what his brother is
misguided brother. He's your brother with bad manners.
Yeah, absolutely.
You should treat him with
Listen, this guy, Danny Davis, people in the chat have been following the shows from the beginning. They'll know that this Danny Davis guy is no different than Devin.
Where'd he go? He's got a little more. Where'd he go?
Plain and simple. Yeah.
Danny needs to teach his younger brother some manners.
Yeah.
This is how Jesus wanted people to be representing him.
Yeah.
As like so crude. Jesus was elegant like Muhammad, peace be upon him.
Yeah.
So is he gone?
I'm not sure what
bad connection.
Okay, I was gonna ask him. I wanted to ask if he knows him from up close or just from via the internet. Anyway, okay, fine, no problem.
Okay, all right. So we've been on for about 3 hours and 7 minutes right now. No, 2 hours and 42 minutes. But
yeah, I was like, what?
Yeah, 2 hours and 42 minutes. Brother Ziad, are you using a lint brush on your mustache?
No, this is a special thing that we use to remove the hair because I grab whenever my cats come into this room and they join me.
Yeah,
their hair flies all over the room and it comes into my face, so I have to use it. It's pretty safe. It's pretty safe to use it all over your body, so you can. Yeah,
it's the sticker one, right? It's sticky. I've got one I'm looking at on my bar over there on the counter. Absolutely, yeah.
I have to go buy some new ones because this is my last one. Anyway.
Okay, so listen, everyone, please hit subscribe, like, and share, and I encourage you to tune into the debate coming this Saturday with Brother Fred Dizzle and Sean Masters at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I do encourage you once again to help the show by becoming a patron or by clicking on the donate to the GoFundMe Dawah Fund. I just posted in the link. Inshallah, we need your help in regards to getting some different equipment. We're going to be doing some mobile things as well in the future, inshallah. But we got to take one step at a time. But we're planning to do some mobile shows, and also we got some books that we're going to be publishing, and other Dawah materials, just so many different things, inshallah. So your donations will certainly help, inshallah. So I encourage you to click the GoFundMe link and make a donation there. All right, so brothers, I think it's about time to end today's show. But I thank you for once again coming and being a part of this panel. And Sister Katerina, thank you for dealing with Jacob, and for everyone listening, Brother Mukit Khan, Brother MI5 Dunya for moderating the chat. Thank you for Mindy Domir for being one of our greatest supporters, and everyone else in the chat as well. So, Sister Katerina, let her come back on, and we'll tell her bye. But I think we're going to go ahead and close the show out, inshallah. Sister Katerina?
Sorry, the kids.
It's all right. They come first. They come first. But I was just saying we're going to go ahead and close the show out. It's been we're approaching 3 hour mark right now. But I pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blesses each and every one of you who come on and deal with these types of characters. Obviously, someone could question why
he's like violent.
Yeah,
that's the kind that doesn't just want to argue. He's like actually violent.
Yeah,
and
you can tell by his demeanor. You can tell by
very much. Absolutely violent, and he's the kind that I fear would actually act out.
Ignorance, fear, hate. Ignorance, fear, hate, violence.
No,
ignorance,
more than ignorance, more than pure hate. I'm afraid he's actually physical. I'm afraid he would act out the violence.
Yeah.
He seems like that.
Allah protect us.
Yeah, may Allah
Inshallah,
subhanahu wa ta'ala
ameen.
protect us.
Inshallah, ameen.
And
Inshallah,
may Allah
ameen.
subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us all from the COVID-19 issue,
Ameen.
friends and family, and not only that, but financially and just the
Ameen.
stress and the
Ameen.
anxiety that it causes for everyone. I pray that Allah
Ameen.
subhanahu wa ta'ala guides us to even more knowledge and
Ameen.
wisdom, helps us to apply it. And I pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala
Ameen.
helps us to be the best of Islam that we possibly can be, and that He forgives us for mistakes that we make along the way. Any mistakes that we make, if we get out of character sometimes and we say something that is, wrong or whatever, it's our mistake. It does not represent Islam. We are not spokespeople for Islam, but we are Muslims
Inviters.
who do our best to invite people to the truth and the beauty of Islam. Islam is perfect. People are not perfect. So,
of course,
two things that are two of the words that are most mentioned in the Quran. Once again, I mentioned this earlier in the show, is the word think, which means to ponder, reflect, to think, and also the word consider. So consider this, think about this, consider that, think about that. And if you do that and you look at these things objectively instead of coming with preconceived notions and jumping to conclusions based on what you see in the media, you'll be doing yourself a great service by seeking knowledge from various sources. And, verify our references. As a matter of fact, you hear us give a reference on the show. Maybe we made a mistake somewhere along the way. Let us know about it. Let us know about it respectfully, but let us know about it. And that way we can all learn. And
please let us know about it.
We can correct those mistakes if we make those mistakes. So with that being said, I do bear witness there's no God other than Allah. And I bear witness that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the final servant and seal of all prophets. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله
لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا
عبده ورسوله. So, wa inna lillahi wa inna ilahi rajiun. From Allah we come, and to Him is our return. So let's consider the time. Time is like ice melting away, and we got to utilize it while we have it. Inshallah, it's the most valuable commodity that we have besides oxygen itself. So, with that being said, everyone in the chat, please subscribe, like, and share. Click on the Patreon link, the GoFundMe link. Help us with the show, inshallah. And we'll leave you by saying assalamu alaikum, rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. The members of the panel don't leave yet, so we can have a discussion, inshallah. So, assalamu alaikum to everyone watching. Peace be upon you all.
Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum salam.